Hey everyone, and welcome back to Edge of Legends here at Not 20 Productions Twitch channel. You may have seen there's some changes happening. That's right, we are officially affiliated. If you were there along the way, then you were there the day it happened that we were officially offered to be affiliated. It took yours truly a little long to actually get everything set up because, hey, life happens. But now we're officially affiliated, and we have all these really cool new things to show you, like all these great pictures and beautiful images. And thank you so much to our TD Joe and our amazing artists, Tegan and Kyle. Thank you so much. And also, I want to give a huge shout out to our very first ever subscriber, Pengu-chan. Huge props to you, the first official founder of the affiliated Not 20 Productions. So if you guys like the crazy stuff that we do here and on Tuesdays, please like and subscribe and do all the stuff here on YouTube. I'm terrible at self-promotion, so that being said, I love you. I love you more than anyone else. I love you forever. That being said, let's do a quick introduction around the table, and then we'll do a quick recap and get the chaos started. So, starting off with Sidney, tell the people at home who you are, who you play, and what your pronouns are.
Hi, my name is Sidney Rubino. I play Ilona, the half-elf cloistered cleric, cinnamon bun of a lovely person. And my pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. Let's keep going. And Kylie, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, what your pronouns are.
Hi, I'm Kylie. I play Shionibus, the Elven Ranger, and we both... Do I really look like that, Ian? Wow. Okay, time to switch that up. We go by she, her. It's gonna be great tonight.
Awesome. I love that energy. Let's keep going. Ian, since you're so ready to talk smack, I want to see your amazing hostess energy. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hi, my name's Ian. I play Woodwort and roll for Mush. Our pronouns: he, him, they, them, for all of us involved.
All right. Last but certainly not least, Michael Powell, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and your pronouns.
I'm Michael Powell, and I'm playing Rufa, the fabulous investigator. And my pronouns are he, him, they, them, and yeah.
All right, and my name is PJ. I'm the GM for the show. I'll be playing everyone and everything in between, and we're going to get going right with the recap. So if you guys were here last week, then you know what happened. It was crazy. It was a lot of interrogation. I'd say torture, but torture is it's a bit of a domestic flavor. This was more like aggressive dunking in poo water.
Swear to
us.
There was a lot of that. Shionibus, totally Batman.
Shionibus, don't hide. You're the one who did the dunking.
You know what you did.
That senator, well, if he was awake, he would know exactly what he's did. But there's a really awesome role play for interrogating the senator. We got to see some new tricks and some new personality traits breaking through. Maybe an alignment shift is happening. Who knows? But also from there, we got to see the heroes divide and conquer among the city of Adolphon Prime. Marble-laden streets, Senate and democracy everywhere you go. And of course, one of the few cities that has a temple casino entertainment. And underneath all of this is an attack plan waiting to blow up. A bunch of goblins are now kind of making these semi-organic housing in the sewers, waiting for the time to strike. Or, as it says in the note, let me read this. Patience sit until double tall mean greens say so. Because that's how goblins talk. And without further ado, we've given you a quick little catch up on what happened. And now we're going to pick things up from where they last left off, which, if I recall correctly, was a violent battle with goblins in the sewers of the city. Now, I'm going to skip ahead to the point where the players meet again back in the city streets. But as you do, the Adolphon Prime night is still pretty heavy as it's getting late, and the chill as the sun moves further away in the sky and the moon gets bigger kind of weighs on you like an ice-cold mantle of that nocturnal sky. the air grows kind of crisp and cold, and suddenly the fragrant smell of poo starts to fill the air with its fetid stench as the heroes emerge from the sewers, including Morel, who can now keep the smell trapped in this amazing beard. It's an amazing beard, and God, now everything smells like poo. Oh, it's on my hands. Oh, it's in my clothes. Oh, what did I do this? So that's where we're picking off. The heroes are there in the street. We're picking back up there. What do you guys do?
Technically, me and Ilona weren't in the sewer, so we're smelling fine, right?
You're fine. However, you're smelling the other three.
So Woodwort starts giving hugs.
Hey, it's not friendly love until you all smell like poo.
Well,
Roof takes out one of his perfume handkerchiefs. So, how was the expedition into the sewers?
Oh, we were right. We got bloblins. We got plenty of them. Although there was some bloblins underneath the casino, but we're not dealing with them. He says he's got it.
okay.
Bloblins. We should call a plumber for that.
Guys, we have the bombs that Marinlay made for us. Do you think we should wait until morning, or do you think that we should go ahead and search for more bloblins now?
I don't know when they're gonna attack, when they're gonna come out of their I guess you could say their house. I think that maybe we should take care of as many of them as we can now.
How did you find the other ones that you supposedly destroyed?
Well, we went into the sewer, and then when we came across a bloblin, we found one, and that's kind of how we took care of it. They kind of take up the whole tunnel. They're hard to miss.
As much as I do not want to, as much as Rufa does not want to go into the sewer, I think I agree. Rufa agrees with known friend here, but we should take care of this problem as soon as possible. Especially, I have made sure that Senator Dominus, Master Dominus, is informed and knows of our current situation.
Okay, well, if the right people are informed, then I guess we have to go back down into the stinky, smelly.
Yeah, I like your bomb idea, but I'm a little. So the last time she set off the bombs, there was a lot of collateral damage, and I'm not entirely sure we should set one of those off in the sewer.
Oh, this one is not one of those boom bombs. This is what she called it? Ilona, what did she call it?
The glue bombs.
Yes, glue bomb.
The dissolving
Yes.
bomb.
Glue bomb, the bloblins.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to get that straight.
Apparently, this will contain the damage radius and dissolve the bloblins.
So, I guess. So the last time that Shionibus and I found them, we just kind of opened up a sewer grate, jumped in, and then looked. It wasn't too scientific. I guess if we just carry on doing that, but there's a lot of sewer grates. So maybe we can get the doctor to help us?
Yes. Perhaps we should get a map of the sewers from the local city hall or city planner or something.
That's a fantastic idea. So we get a map, and then we give some of the bombs to the dogs, so the dogs can throw the bombs at the bloblins while we go in as an independent task force and then take out the bloblins that aren't affected by the bombs because we only have 5.
How many of these bloblins are we dealing with?
Well, hold on. That entirely depends on how you count. Because if you count, well, are we counting one bloblin as all the goblins in the big blob, or are we counting each bloblin as one of the goblins that came from the blob? Because if you count the big blob, then we have a lot less than the individual goblins from the blob.
I would say Rufa would say we use the bombs on big blobs. The individual blobs, goblins, they should be fairly simple to take care of.
All right.
Well, so that number seems much more manageable.
Since we're all in agreement that this is sort of an okay plan that we might have come up with, do we want to go find a map?
Yes, let us go procure a map.
Great. Where can we find a map?
Well, the best place would probably be City Hall.
Are they open? What time is it?
It is about, for lack of a better word, I gotta do math. Give me a second. It is about 2,300 hours, aka 11 p.m. at night.
Is City Hall 24 hours?
Safe bet in this society, probably not. Might be more of a close as you go kind of system.
We might have to end up breaking in.
Your immediate thought is to break into City Hall? My immediate thought was go to a tavern and ask a nice person to give us their map. I don't know.
How many maps do you need of Single City? This place is just getting more confusing. I mean, you got map. Okay, hold on. I've seen one map already that didn't get me to all the edges. It was attached to a big important guy statue. Now you're telling me there's another map of your cricks, sewers. Sorry. So how many other maps do we need to get before we understand the entire situation here?
As many maps as we need.
See, that's too many maps. That's just, you got one wood, one map. That's okay, fine. Let's go. Let's just go.
So if you are looking for the dogs, I'm going to need a perception search, or I'm going to need a lore local check. But it's going to be a low DC because the dogs are everywhere. And Zashimaru, the number one dog, is in town. So, of course, everyone is on the lookout for you guys in a positive way.
Yes.
Okay, I got a 22 on my perception.
Okay, not bad.
Woodwort is distracted by trying to understand the concept of a multi-layered map system, and I rolled a 1.
Ooh, okay. Well, we got our first nat 1 of the night.
No idea where the dogs are.
It's quite all right. Who let the dogs out? Well, it wasn't Woodwort.
Or if I did, I didn't notice.
It was not. Oh no, I have new numbers since we leveled up, so my math is different. No!
That's right. That's right. Everyone is level 2 now. This is the first episode of being level 2, and man, Azamat bless you with all these new rolls.
I have 13.
All right. So let's get those numbers. I got 22 from Rufa. I got a natural critical fail from Woodwort. And say it again, Sidney. What was your check again?
I got 13.
13. Okay. So I like to have fun with critical ones. So here's what we're gonna do. Rufa, you and Ilona find a member of the Brotherhood of Dogs, the homeless network of mercenaries and fighters that live and reside in every city around the world. It's pretty easy because you're used to it by now. You're kind of used to these warriors of, kind of the derelicts. Meanwhile, give me a roll, Ian. Give me a D20 roll.
Oh, just a flat.
Just a flat D20. I got nasty ideas. Depending on how you roll.
I just got a nat 20. Just brought it right back around.
Nat 20.
There it is.
Okay. So.
That's ridiculous. That shouldn't have happened.
Okay. It's a nat 20, so I got to give it to you. So as everyone is spreading out and finding these homeless warriors, these mercenaries of the trash piles, you're walking around aimlessly. and you're trying to find one yourself, and then suddenly you kind of hear this voice coming. It kind of like it kind of echoes a little bit, and the voice says to you, "It is after dark. It is beyond pedestrian hours. You are currently breaking or infracting on Law 1317A of the Pedestrian Code of Legal Conduct. What is your name? Present your papers, please."
My name's Woodwort, and this here's Mush. I was never told of any of the laws before I walked in here, and I feel like you should probably hand something out at the door.
So as you turn to the voice, you see what looks like a human man with this kind of high and tight haircut. He is wearing leather armor reinforced by steel plate and a pauldron. On his right pauldron is this gigantic book open up with the symbol of a scale of justice, evenly balanced on the pauldron. You see he is wearing on his hip a book, like just completely ratcheted on his belt with a steel chain. He has not a sword, but a steel rod with a hook in it and a shield. And he kind of looks old, tired, and very angry. And as you look into his eyes, there's this unusual glow. It doesn't look like eyes anymore. It looks like parchment paper with writing scribbled all over his eyes. And he stares at you, and he said, out of character, I hate this phrase so much, but in character, you hear them say, "Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Do you have a license for this badger?"
Hold on. If we're asking for licenses, where's yours? Like, we can't. No, we're not going down this. You got bloblins, okay? It's an issue, and we're trying to solve it.
Okay, so the man just kind of, with all of his like angry face, he kind of smiles a little bit and he goes, "By law 1522 of the conjunction between law grants across this fair planet, it is your right to ask for my identification as the justicar of this potential arrest. 1 second while I produce my own identification." He reaches into his very military leather armor and steel plate, pulls out this giant holy symbol of Iodex, and he says, "This was granted to me by the order of the Platinum Hammer to be the general marshal of law for this entire planet. I am given authority over judges by the God of judges, and by the law book written by the hand of man and order. My name is Justicar Ford, and my job, my duty, is to obey, uphold, and enforce all laws everywhere, forever. So, little man, I apologize. Gnome, potentially druid, I'm going to need identification for that badger."
Question.
Mm-hmm.
You said he was there alone?
Yes.
Or he's there alone?
He kind of stumbled off on a left with a critical fail and bumped right into a Justicar of Iodex. Or, for those watching at home, imagine a lawful neutral champion to the god of law and wisdom and judges. That's right, dog. I agree. So the Justicar Ford, looks at you and he says, "I need identification for that badger by the laws I have previously mentioned, and I will reiterate 1317 line A. Any animal, normally wild or feral, who has been domesticated must have proper licensure or will be considered an animal against the state and has to be released back into the wild."
Okay, shoot. I don't even know if I'm domesticated. So, like, I'm trying to. Where do I procure a license for a badger? This city's awful confusing, and if you could point me towards the closest badger office, I'd appreciate it.
The gentleman kind of stops for a bit, tapping his toe as he looks around. As he looks around, his eyes actually glow, and you can see the writing that goes across his eyeballs even more clearly. It looks like his eyes are literally like pages in a law book. And as he's thinking, you could even hear suddenly the sound of like pages flipping and flapping in the breeze, like some weird catalog of the world's laws being filed through. And he looks and he says, unfortunately, the hours of business are closed. They close at approximately 2000 hours, or 2000 hours. So you are not able to get a licensure at this point in time as the building is no longer operating. Do you have a nation or origin that we can use or claim as a basis for a licensure?
Yeah. I know. So the best I got is the woods, and if you need to be more specific from that, specifically a log. I'm not entirely sure where that is. It's been a couple hundred years since I've seen it. So, hold on, Alona.
So we're going to use this opportunity to cut to Ilona and Rufa. Oh, by the way, really fast, Shonibus, I need you to give me a check. Everyone is now looking for the network of dogs, and they're trying to figure out how many bloblins are in the city. So you can either give me a perception to search or a local lore check.
I'll do perception.
Heckin'
Oh, that's not 20. Starting off
second
right.
nat 20 of the night. Look at that. So yeah, you're the first to find the dogs. In fact, I'm going to even give this scene to you. So we cut to the dogs, now talking to Shionibis because she's the boss in charge at this point, I guess. And as you show up, they're like, "Hey, how's it going? Wolf sister. I like that, wolf sister. Can we call you that? Is that good?"
No.
Not at all. Like,
No.
not gonna fly. Not gonna fly.
Oh, chill.
Like you might lose your front teeth. Not gonna fly.
Oh, these are fake. No, I got these.
Let's find out.
Okay. So anyway, they're talking to you about the bloblins, as you call it. They carry on to say, "Oh yeah, we've been noticing that certain manhole covers, a certain aqueducts kind of smell differently than others. We've been doing a quick perimeter of the city. So far, we could tell there's like, I'd say total eight
Groups
within the
of
general capital of Adelphon Prime."
Oh God. Okay. Was that before or after we got rid of one?
Oh, you got rid of one. Oh, we haven't checked in a while. So yeah, there's probably like 7 now.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yes. Do you know where they are?
Didn't really have a map marking it down. So I was told by Zashimaru to make sure that we had different dogs stationed at different points of interest. So if you find the dog, you find the bloblin. They're kind of scattered all over the place because Adelphon Prime's kind of a big city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any like memory of some kind of landmark, anything that you remember? So I'm not just walking around aimlessly.
I'm going to have to check with Big Brother number 1. Hey, Zashimaru. And literally like coming out of this pile of refuse, you see this like very large man from Odeyasu, this large, imposing Asian man with this gigantic Kanabo bow staff, or bow club. And the guy pops up and he's like, "What? I was taking a nap, because I'm tired from doing my job all day." I don't have a job.
You saw where these bloblins are?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I call them poo houses. But I put brotherhoods. I put brothers all over the place to look for them. So, I think last time I checked, we had 3 in the northern district, 5 in the southern district, spread through all out. So if you go to the south, you're gonna have more bloblins. Probably somewhere between the east and the west, and then a few sprinkled there in the center.
Okay. Question for PJ. Where were they when they got rid of the first group?
Where were you guys?
Yeah.
So you guys were near, if I recall correctly, you guys were near the temple to Shioma, aka Felix Chance's tavern, casino entertainment. But instead of taking the one underneath him, you kind of went to the left and you found another one down by, kind of further down the aqueducts a bit. So I would say of the three they reckon are in the North District, you probably got the center to the far left one. One of those two. You don't know for sure because you haven't quite mapped that all out yet.
Cool.
At this time, as we're kind of getting this data together, I need Ilona to give me a perception check with +1, and I need everyone else, I need Shionibis and Rufa to give me a perception check.
Oh, we ran away.
Not bad.
16.
16 from Rufa.
Yep.
What was that, Kylie?
That's a 16.
All right. What'd you get, Ilona?
I think it's a 22.
Dang.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm bad at adding 8s. Have been ever since I was a kid. I don't know why.
Ever since I was a kid. Okay, so Shionibis and Rufa, you hear the sound, this kind of familiar voice kind of piping up, yelling for help. You think. Ilona, you can definitely tell that this is Woodwort, and he is specifically calling for you to come save him from something.
Ooh, I'm running immediately in that direction. And I mean booking it.
Okay, so Ilona just kind of like mom senses are tingling. Help me! I'm needed. And takes off. What about Shionibis and Rufa? What are you guys doing?
Rufa will follow along.
Okay. Is there any other information you specifically need or want from this Brotherhood of the Dogs? This dog that you have?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, the good thing is the network doesn't sleep because. So if you ever need to reach out for them again, let me know. We'll make the check. So the four of you, because Morel's with you, just starts hauling tuchus. So Woodward, after what feels like a few minutes of awkward waiting, your four friends show up. Ilona, Shionibis, Rufa, and Morel. And you four come into view of this kind of tall man with a high inside haircut, the eyeballs look like written on paper, the right pauldron of a book wide open with scales on it, leather and plate mail reinforced, and this kind of like steel baton with a hook in it and a shield, and his arms are crossed, and he's just citing precedent. He's citing laws you've never even heard of, and he's like, by the article 17 of the Codex of Neil Regiment, and then he's just going on and on. What do you do?
Incredible. I'm going to walk up to him and say, hello. Nice to meet you. My name's Ilona. I see that you're a devout follower of Iudex. Love lawns. Great. I just wanted to ask what exactly was going on here with our dear friend Woodwort. We've only been in the city for a total of 24 hours. We're traveling from a different time. So I was just wondering what on earth could be the issue since we've only been here for just a tiny bit now.
Well, first things first, I apologize for this in advance, but unfortunately, due to the laws of Alphon Prime, you are all out beyond the civilian curfew. You are not in a public house, a brothel, a tavern, a temple, or a place of business, and therefore I must either usher you into said buildings or usher you home. As according to the Safety Act 1317 structure A. And if I don't have licensure on that badger, then I have to release that badger back into the wild as per the Domestication Animal Act of 1514, being the statute, of course, that I'm quoting.
Rufa, get him.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we go. Legal lore versus legal lore.
Yep. I was wondering if I can do a legal lore to find a loophole to all this.
I would love to see you try. Roll it.
I was about to say, I was like, church guy, meet church lady. Law guy, meet law guy. It's on.
Ruth and I are like, tag team again.
26.
26. Okay, let's see. Well, no, that's versus a DC, wouldn't it? Okay. So, what do you? First of all, I want to hear what you have to say. We're gonna role play this out a bit.
Okay. Actually, first, I want to know a few things first before we go and role play this out.
Sure.
We already pretty much made our intent that we're here to deal with the bloblins, and we just came to the city and all that, right?
Are you talking about with regards to Justicar Ford?
Yes.
No one, to my knowledge, has actually made that evident. This individual has been making sure the clearly not citizen of Adelphon Prime is obeying the laws of Adelphon Prime. That's, to my knowledge,
Okay.
it.
The next thing, really quick, out of character, Ian, you've seen Ghostbusters too, right? Okay, yeah, I think you're gonna know this next scene that I'm gonna do then. All right.
I'm about it.
Rufa. Okay, the next thing Rufa says, this is when he actually drops his usual accent. Actually kind of takes on another one. Something kind of similar from, I guess, in the Edge of Legends world, New Jack City.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, what you do? Busting our balls here. What are you doing? Hey, Woodwort, what is he doing? What's he doing? We're supposed to go to the sewer, aren't we? We're supposed to take out that bloblin problem.
Yeah, I know. We're taking care of the bloblins. That's what I was trying to tell him.
What's going on? What's going on?
I don't got nothing. He came up to me and he's talking to me about domestication and all sorts of things, and I'm not here for it.
Oh, you, sir! What? How dare you? We are on a job here. You know, we are on a job. Okay. I have City Hall beating down my neck, and I have an ex-wife looking for alimony, and we gotta take care of this problem tonight, or we're gonna be in some serious doo-doo. And when I say serious doo-doo, I mean serious doo-doo in the quite literal sense.
Okay, first off, hero point. That was amazing. Secondly, you see the Grand Justicar Ford of the law of Iodex. You see him, he hears you and he's looking you in the eyes, but all you can see, of course, is eyeballs that look like parchment paper written on, and they start to glow as you can hear the sound of paper just flipping and flipping like he's trying to read a book in his skull. And he finally stops and goes, my new jack is a little rusty. Mm-hmm. So bear with me here. Look, I got a job to do, all right? I got the civil county breathing down my neck 24/7, 7-Eleven. I ain't got time to sit here, do my job, and get yelled at by the likes of you because you like to break the law. Look, I already told this guy, ignorance, ain't gonna fly around here, buddy boy. So either A, you two skedaddle do out of this jive joint, or 2, you listen to what I gotta say and you do what you gotta do. And right now, I got papes. I got to see papes to the ceiling and give me some feeling, or else you guys are just screwed, all right? Either that or you're just going off to the Senate. Like,
is it
whoa.
cool if I would like to roll a deception check now?
Yeah, sure. People watching, New Jack City is part of this crazy world, and I cannot wait for this group of heroes to go to New Jack City so you know what the heck we're talking about. And they're more than just Goombas. I swear to God. They're more than that.
I got 27 this time.
27. Okay, so this was a check for more lore?
No,
more,
deception. I'm actually using a deception roll. Basically, what I'm trying to do now is trying to like kind of double talk and confuse him enough where he's like just really thrown off his game.
I
Like,
will.
hey,
I will say this: every attempt you have, although it makes every bit of sense, you cannot shake Jester Carr Ford.
no,
He always, yeah.
Well, what I want to try to do is I want to try to lie like, hey, yo, you talk to Justine. She's down in City Hall. I know it's closed out. You talk to Justine in the morning, and she'll vouch for us, yo. She'll vouch for us. Why you gotta be breaking our balls, yo? Why you gotta be breaking our balls?
He stops for a second. Again, his eyeballs glowing as the sound of pages in a law book start flipping. Like you can audibly hear pages flip. And then he goes, all right, look, here's what I'm going to do, all right? Because I like you, because it's late all night, and you know I don't got all day. Here's what I'm going to do for you, all right? City Hall, and by proxy, the Senatari are going to open up to a very private hearing about what to do about something called a war. Yeah, apparently there's a war coming. Look, I don't know, but all I know is this very simple truth. Apparently, according to a vote, there's going to be a Senate meeting tomorrow to discuss this, and I think I can give you some papers that make sure that you are allowed to go to the Senate because apparently you're responsible as some sort of like civilian witness or something and whatnot. Josephine, I know her. She's great. Her husband makes terrific pie. Look, I can't be there though. I gotta be outskirts first thing the sun up. Yeah, so I'm gonna give you a pass, provided that I know, according to the law 1317, Structure A of the Book of Battlefront Prime, I know you guys are going somewhere safe. All right? If you guys can give me your word and proof positive you're going to a safe location, I can make this all null and void. You're good to go. I'll forget the badger so long as I know that badger is an emotional support animal, and I can send you off to Senate in the morning. Do we have an agreement? These laws are justified. Praise Iudex.
All right. That sounds good. We'll appreciate the pass. We appreciate, and you know what? You tell Josephine. You tell her, Lufa. You tell her, Marco. He says hi. He said hi, and also don't forget to donate to a local peacekeeper fund. Yeah.
I am the Peacekeeper Fund. What are you talking about? You kidding me? I come from the Order of the Platinum Hammer. I'm your friggin' cop of cops over here. Sorry, it's my new Jack City is a little rusty. But do we have an agreement? So we have an accord. If I can get proof positive that you're going to a safe location, and then some proof that this badger is an emotional support badger, then I, by the rights of Tenants B and C to the Act 1317, the Domesticated Animal Act, and of course the Night Safety Act, I'm allowed to let you go. So, please, just let me know where you're going.
We're going to be working in the sewers.
That, I apologize, that does not classify as the 7 locations that are safe.
Well, fine. We'll go to the tavern. We'll hang out there for a little bit, sun up, then we'll go in the sewer and do our work.
That sounds tremendous. That's all I ask for you. Great. I'm going to walk you to the tavern to make sure that you arrive safely. Now, I saw Sidney raise her hand. Sidney, what's up?
No, I was just gonna go on the emotional support badger, which is so canon, by the way. I wanted to just persuade this person to convince them that this really is this emotional support animal. 'Cause honestly, if Woodwort didn't have a little bit of the force with him at all times, he might go a little insane.
Okay, if you're positing this as an argument, there might be precedent to this. Roll a legal lore check.
Oh dear.
Or a lore check without a bonus because you're not trained in legal lore.
I got a 16.
16. Okay, well, he, if you couldn't tell, has an extremely high will DC.
Yeah.
So he hears this and he kind of like rolls his eyes and he goes, Madam of Afra, I completely understand the argument that you are trying to tell me with regards to this man of the forest. I'm sorry, my apologies, gnome man of the forest. But because the druids have rejected civilian lifestyle as made clear by the Treaty of Uncivility, I need to have some proof that he is an emotional support badger.
Now, hold on. See how my badger's not doing nothing?
Yes, I do.
He's just sitting there real nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I'm his emotional support gnome. If I go anywhere in this city without him, he loses his mind. It's the other way around. And I can sign whatever paper you need.
I see. What you're trying to quote then is the precedent of Cujo versus Old Yeller. Now, listen, in order for this to work, I need proof positive that just like the case of Cujo v. Yeller, old, comma, I need proof that you are there to make sure this creature is emotionally stable. Can you show me that you are the emotional tether this creature needs to this civilized society? I see your hand raised, Michael. What you got?
I'm gonna do a legal lore.
Okay. I never thought this would get bogged down in amazing legal acrobatics. I just wanted to introduce a character because you critically failed. I'm like, this is the best worst combination.
23.
23. So what are you trying to remember with this legal lore exactly?
Whether or not is there a precedent for like a temporary because the office is closed, there's like a quick cease, like 24 hours, maybe like give us a citation that we have to later in the morning get fixed or something like that?
With regards to having
the
an
emotional support gnome.
So it doesn't quite apply to gnomes, but you do remember there was a case of Mr. Edwin versus one last lassie. And in this case, there was a strong argument being made that the human presence was immensely important in the animal presence, as opposed to vice versa. So in general, because animals cannot communicate to the law, if you are able to give out the precedent of Mr. Edwin versus Last Lassie, you can argue within 24 hours, you are allowed a temporary street walking license to be an emotional support human to an animal of interest. So that being stated, yeah, if you quote precedent, if you quote this precedent, there's a chance.
Hey, okay. Hey, yo. What about Edwin v. Lassie, huh? And then I quote all the stuff you said.
Okay, so he kind of looks and goes, you know your stuff. Have you thought about quitting, becoming he kind of looks you up and down and goes, dance instructor, and becoming a Justicar? We need more Justicars in the Order of the Platinum Hammer. It's very rare to have someone who actually obeys the law without personal interest in corruption. I cannot tell you how many guard organizations I have to dismantle because they lose focus on their oaths of office and protection.
Nah, I like my freedom, and the money's not there. No.
I got to be honest with you, the pension sucks. Okay, sure. In the case of Mr. Edwin versus Lassie, I have to give you a 24-hour walking license. However, if me or any other guard catches you with this badger in 24-hour time period, and we'll be doing a writ of mandate that we'll know this is the case, if they find you with this creature in 24 hours time without an actual physical written license, you will be written up for a 20 gold fine.
Fair enough.
And he says, listen, if it was the badger that was the emotional support creature, I'd have to give it back to the wild. But seeing how it's a gnome, it's just a fine for the badger to pay.
Fair enough. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Where are you going? I am required by duty to make sure.
We're just going to go head on to the tavern. We'll meet up some friends, knock back a few cold ones with the boys.
Oh, right. New Jack. Give me a second. Yeah, if you go off and pile yourself a high cap before you go to bed, like tell them Ford sent you. Now it's gonna mean absolutely diddly to nothing. But if you put down, hold on, give me a second. He pulls out what looks like this circular piece of leather with this like gold embossed book just put inside of it, and he goes, Here, this is a token of the Grand Jessica of the Order of the Platinum Hammer. This is basically like saying, hey, this guy knows law because he's like good at law and stuff. So if you go to a bar and you say, look at this thing here, then that means you can basically, like, within reason, break one law. Now, I'm not saying I want you breaking a law, but consider the laws of Battlefront Prime at night are a little dicey, and you may get caught by another guard on your way walking back to your home, drunk as a skunk off your wazoo. Present this to them, and you'll be fine. Do we capiche? Are we good?
We good, capiche. Oh, and I'm Rufus gonna pull a Mark Wahlberg. And you know what? Say hi to your mother for me.
He turns around and goes, I haven't seen my mother in 3 years. But if I do see her, I'll let you know that Rufus said hello. I'm sure that will mean nothing to her, but I'm honor bound to keep a promise. And I promise I'll let her know that you said hello. And he just gestures in the direction of a tavern. He's going to take you to Adelphon Prime House number 1. Adelphon House, Public House number 1.
PJ,
Yes.
you've literally given Michael 2 items.
Yep.
Let him get away with the most dastardly things.
Yep. I'm aware. I've given him a coupon for a free war, and I've also given him a break the law once and get out of jail free card. Literally. Hey, you know what though? Use it. I dare you.
PJ,
I don't.
have
don't.
to say
Don't
this.
do it.
I think for the rest of the players, for being able to run with a law system that literally didn't exist until seconds before you said it, you get a hero point.
Thank you. I will take that hero point, and I'm going to store it. Hero point for the next boss fight. Awesome.
It's fair.
Ian, what did you do?
It's only fair.
No! No!
Yeah, we can break a law and start a war. I mean, what's one reroll in a boss fight?
Of course. What's
When it's
one?
your life, and I have to save you.
Hold on. No, it's usually my life. Are we kidding?
That's a good point.
I don't think I should be allowed to play like legal characters after this anymore.
Hey, I'm just glad you guys got to meet another character. And eventually I will show you what a Justicar or a lawful neutral champion can actually do in combat. But until then, you guys are off at the bar. You're now the public house number 1. Justicar 4 drops you off and then leaves. His duty being done.
I just want to say, Reef Psyche basically puts out you give him 1 free war crime coupon. I have 1 free war and now 1 free war crime.
Oh, I saw that. I'll be right back. Kylie, I want to hear that question, but we're back. 1 second. 1 second. We're back.
That was absolutely ridiculous.
You know what scene I was quoting from Ghostbusters, right?
Oh yeah, totally. There's no reason for that to occur in this game at all, and that's what happened. That's the thing.
I also want to put out to chat that you guys know what scene I'm talking about in Ghostbusters 2, right? I hope somebody got that in chat.
They did.
Did you guys see what Mahoot wrote about this guy's name? Just a car Ford.
Yeah.
And I can't stop hearing it now. Every single day is just a car Ford. I'm like, oh.
Honestly,
It's like I can't wait to meet his brother Toyota. I'm really excited. Yeah, his little sister Fiat. Just like.
Honestly, if we ever do a one-shot, I really want to play a character from New Jack City now.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Do it, dude.
Please.
I'm just gonna base him off of. I'm gonna make him an ethnic Mark Wahlberg.
Nah, I'm making Woodwort's cousins. Sorry.
Oh my god, what if we all played as one of Woodward's cousins?
I think we said that would be a great one-shot. Woodward's family reunion.
Oh my god.
And everybody else gets the play.
Woodward have a adopted kobold cousin?
Absolutely, why not? It's Woodwort. Like there's no direct line to his life. Just it's about as random as rolling a 1 and running into apparently a super-powered paladin who knows all the laws.
I would definitely make
when
this
PJ described the character, I was like in my head, combination of Judge Dredd and RoboCop. Like Robo Dread.
It's literally the worst person for Woodward to run into. I was saying, like, I've got a problem with authority in real life. I wasn't about to let this guy run over my roleplay. I was like, no, we're on.
Okay, sorry about that. I've had like 4 cups of coffee all day at work. They're coming back to bite me. So, starting off with Kylie, I saw your hand raised. What was that before I left?
Just a quick question. Does Shionibus recognize him?
Number 5. Oh, the Justicar?
Yes. I can't unhear it now, Ian.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you see what chat wrote?
I did. They say he may be a Ford, but he's still just a car. Yeah. I mean, hilarious stuff. I love you guys. It's funny, but I'm like, well, he's supposed to be a very serious guy. Anyway, so do you recognize him? Trying to
Just out of curiosity.
Give me a quick roll based on intelligence. If you want to do a lore roll, society roll, whatever, to kind of culminate the 2,347 years that you've been around and kicking butt.
That is a 22.
You don't recognize Justicar Ford, but you do recognize the title of Justicar. The Justicar people are not very prevalent because, again, making the law your religion's not very fun and not very popular. And being the Grand Marshal Justicar of the Order of the Platinum Hammer is a very heavy title. You've definitely met a Justicar in the past. And yeah, it tracks. Just as annoying, stick in the mud for litigation and every inch of the rules. But with that, you know that even though they're kind of pains in the butt, they're the most reliable people you've met. They will never break the law. They'll never even consider breaking the law. And they'll never do anything for themselves.
Interesting. Cool. Thank you.
My pleasure. So, with that being said, Justicar Ford leaves. What do you guys do now?
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. He had a problem with my badger, and that doesn't track with me. So are we just? I say we avoid him, or better yet, we go back and we tell him with that coupon you got there to bite it, and we just keep going on about our business because we get to commit one crime, right? Like he just handed us a go away card, and he just came up on me and talked about my bat. I don't like this place.
I've never seen you get this feisty before, and I like it.
Well, here's the thing. No one tells you what to do in the woods, right? Like you're there, maybe with your badger, all by yourself, if not, and then nobody's going to come around the corner and tell you did something wrong. So yeah, I got issues.
Sorry, this has cracked me up.
I think Rufa had the right idea. Let's get a drink.
Morel kind of chuckles and laughs, and he says, "Yeah. So did you all remember the part where he said that we are all being called into Senate floor tomorrow as civilian witnesses for the reason that they're actually having a Senate meeting?"
Yeah.
That's the first time I heard about that.
Oh, did I not?
Has his accent back. It is on my calendar.
What was that, Kylie?
Did I not tell everyone about that? My bad. Yeah, we're supposed to be at the Senate. My bad.
What time?
Morel's all shoulders.
Morning?
Whatever morning is for these people here, I don't know.
Where's Senate?
That's
They
very
showed
good
it's on
question.
the map.
Do you have a map, mate?
Well, we can always go back on the big map, the one in the middle of the city, or the map we first saw.
Or when we go to this tavern, I'm sure if you just ask someone, they can point you in that direction.
True.
You know, people tend to get more friendly when you buy drinks for them, you know.
Well, apparently you and Rufa are both rolling, so I suppose you can do that now.
So
I don't know what you mean. Money? What's that? I don't have that.
Yeah, it's not that you're the only one in the group with 800 gold in your pocket.
It's actually 975.
God,
but, you know, who's counting?
Ugh.
Yep. And
So
Rufa
if
got
the-
paid
if-
for his date, so
Yeah, so if that whole get out of jail free card with the law thing doesn't work out, we'll just bail because we can't host it. Like, just-
Look, I'm not saying you guys should steal anything from a bank, but I'm saying if you do, and I would have a lot of questions for that, at least you have a card to whip out in case you don't like a life sentence for stealing. So that being said, then again, though, Ford's going to be hella peeved with you guys. If you want to know more information, you can use buying drinks to like loosening tongues up a bit in the bar to get information about Senate hearings, and the Senatari, anyone in the town. Just make your checks, do what you want to do. I'm here.
I mean, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility just to ask somebody, hey, where's the Senate, right?
I mean, you can do that too if you want to. I'm just giving you ideas about
Okay.
what you can do to communicate with these people.
So here's what I'm thinking. So we got a little slap on the wrist for being out after curfew, whatever that means. How about we go to the bar until the Senate meeting in the morning, and then we tell everyone in the Senate what we found and say, oh my God, there's bloblins in the sewer. We should go take care of that right after this meeting. And then we take care of it then, and then tell them that there's bloblins in the sewer. Then they might actually take our position seriously. Because if we've actually already taken care of the bloblins before we reach the Senate, they might just think that we're just blowing smoke up their butt and not actually believe this. If
True.
there's an actual threat, they might actually take it more seriously than if there's no proof that's right in front of their eyes.
True.
I 100% with you, but no one's gonna take this seriously. We just keep saying the word bloblin. Like it's gonna ruin the entire argument because
Like,
I
yeah,
can't.
we
I
kind
can't
of
keep a
need
straight
to at
face.
least take care of one more and collect the evidence.
Well, remember also, the experts in all things goblin, Morinle Logorunun, said that they're technically called homunculus. So it's homunculus, one word, the first word being home, homunculus.
That's not nearly as funny.
Right.
I mean, it's not, but it's more scientific.
Ugh.
There's a homunculus of goblins, i.e., I'm not going to say.
Bloblin.
Bloblin.
Yes. There's
By the
homunculus
way,
of goblins in the sewer. About how many?
7.
Seven more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonabus and I already messed one up. That's not too many.
Yeah.
What
So
were you going to say, Kylie?
yeah, it's the 7 after the one we already took care of.
Mhm.
So if we're gonna do something, I suggest us do it now.
I
I
still
do
say
think you're
we
right
should,
that
we should
no one
honestly
takes us
take
seriously.
care of at least one more and collect evidence of the bloblin evidence, and present it on the Senate floor, because you're always taken more seriously if you have physical evidence.
So tell me,
I mean,
once we defeat the bloblins, what evidence do you want to show?
Why don't we just go back and get the bloblins we already took care of? We got a stack of evidence. Well, Shionabis made a stack of evidence. And we could just bring it to them.
Okay.
I like it. Let's go.
But I'm also worried about, right, these things are sitting down here to attack, right? Who's to say they aren't going to attack between now and tomorrow morning?
True.
Like, we're hinging it on hoping they don't. I don't know if that's the way to go.
You
yeah.
make a good point. How about this? The guard man, sir, hasn't found the dogs yet. So, how about we try and find the dogs and hand off some of the glue bombs to the dogs. So when they find bloblins, they can dissolve the bloblins in the glue bombs. They can dissolve them in the glue bombs, and then we just take care of whatever's left and carry evidence. Or we could keep a bloblin.
True. I mean, also, the Justice Guard is patrolling here. I doubt they are patrolling the sewers itself. We can always go to the bar, have a drink, and then out the back and down the sewer.
Why don't we just glue all the sewer grates shut?
That's a lot of sewer grates.
So let's devise a strategy. Sounds to me like there's been a few good ideas pitched. There's one of them which was to go back in the sewer and pull out the goblins in the bloblin that you've already defeated as evidence for tomorrow morning's Senate hearing. The other is to use the glue bombs given to you by Marinde Logorunun to suffocate and peacefully neutralize up to 5 bloblin locations, as well as potentially physically removing an entire semi-organic housing unit with the however many goblins inside out of the sewer and pulling to the Senate floor. Very dramatic, however, kind of difficult. So let's decide what the one plan we want to do is, and then understand the Senate will be meeting probably roughly like around 8 in the morning in real world time.
I mean, I like out of character. I like the idea of maybe sending the dogs to collect the evidence of the bloblin that Woodwort and Shonobus took care of, and then we present that to the Senate.
See, but I agree. We need to save something to. Hold up, I'm doing this in character. It's more fun. So I got a problem with. Okay, we don't know where they are in the other sewers, and I don't know if someone's home is right outside one of these sewer grates. Like, sure, it hits Felix's place. He can handle it. We don't care. But on the other side of things, we don't know if this is put into some place where people can't just, lock their doors. Or what if one of these places is near, like, one of the common folks areas? And I don't know if I feel comfortable just waiting and hoping.
And I do agree that we do not know when these bloblins will be attacking. They could be attacking tomorrow morning during the Senate meeting for all we know.
You make a very, very good point. You do. And honestly, if what we're trying to do is best for the people, then yes, we should tackle this as soon as possible. We just need to figure out the most efficient way to do so we save time, we don't get caught causing more problems before the Senate meeting, and we do our due diligence to make sure it is as non-destructive as possible.
I think you were onto something in saying to get the dogs out, because if you let the dogs out on the city, then it means they can use the glue bombs to shut down all the bloblins in all the places that will be negatively affected by them, and just leave people like Felix up to their own.
All right, we have 5 glue bombs. We have taken care of 1 bloblin. We still have 5. There is 6 more, I believe. So
5 more.
5 more?
Yeah,
I thought there was 7.
One's underneath Felix, and we don't care about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, we warned him.
That means there's 6 more.
What?
So if you have a total of 7 and use the glue bombs on 5 locations, and we don't care about Felix, that means there's 1 bloblin unaccounted for.
So Woodwort's education is on par with Ian's with simple addition.
We're not mathematicians. We're just nerds.
I'm not Rufa.
Hey, it's okay. I tried to say
I'm not Rufa as well. I just play him.
It's all right. I hate to like be on the veil a bit here, but I tried to say there's like 5,000 orcs attacking Adolphon Prime, and you guys like there's 50,000 orcs, and I'm like, sure, yeah,
sure, great,
totally 50,000 orcs.
Great.
50,000 now.
So
we give the dogs 1 glue bomb each and have them take care of 5, and we take care of the remainder without.
I like it.
Easy enough.
All right, let's find the dogs and let's give them this plan and let's take care of business so nobody gets hurt.
Okay.
Is there a whistle we could use or something?
Well.
Yes, Ian, do it.
Is I guess I could calling out into the night after we met Justicar Ford probably isn't a great idea. Just
Yeah,
that's what I used the
perhaps we
past.
should go to the tavern. The tavern he suggested for us.
Yeah, maybe we go to the tavern. There's a high chance we'll find one of the dogs there. Let's be honest.
I mean, you're already at public house number 1, so it's
Oh.
not hard for
Oh,
you.
we're
to
outside
go
the
from
front
there.
door
Yeah.
having a discussion about getting there.
Shionibus
Great.
is gonna walk inside
Heck
and
yeah!
not wait for everyone else.
Ford literally just walked you all the way to the public house, dropped you off there, and said, "You folks have a great night," and then left.
Oh shoot, guys,
Oh,
we're
Good.
here.
He didn't hear our discussion though, right?
No, he was long gone,
Okay.
and he's already having regrets about giving you the pass of the Justice
The
card.
war crime path.
No,
You
okay.
should have regrets because it shouldn't exist. That
No, no,
shouldn't be a thing.
See, the war was from the cultus bellum, from the god of war. You now have a token from the god of law. So if you want to throw them together, sure. But eventually the order is going to
War
be like,
crimes.
the order of the Platinum Hammer is going to be like, hey, so there's these people that are committing war crimes, right? With holy tokens. Send a group after them. They seriously can't be trusted. So if you want to peeve off the order, I'm just saying, keep on keeping on.
Yeah, Rufa, do
And I'm
it.
just saying,
Do
you know
it.
what? Warlord Rufa isn't sounding so bad these
You
days.
can't even say it with a
Do
straight
it.
face. Michael,
Oh.
you couldn't even say Warlord Rufa. There's no.
I'll give you this one added character warning. If you do want to become a warlord, you're going to have to deal with A1, the chain breaker, and you're not going to like him. He'll love you, though.
I don't
He
know. who
loves
that
you.
is.
Exactly.
I don't know who that
Exactly.
is. That's-
And when you meet him, you're going to love him. Rufa won't. Everyone else will.
Maybe
I
that's something for level 3.
Oh, buddy. Okay, so what are we doing? We're talking to the dogs, and we're letting them know about the plan with the glue bombs and the bloblins and all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah, back to actual plot.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now I love this hanging out, but oh man, there's so much we got to do today. So you talk to the dogs. They're not hard to find. Between Big Brother number 2, the Hooch Hound, between Rufa being the boss who pays them, Shionibus being the actual boss. You guys are able to find them no problem. You give them the glue bombs. You give them the rundown. They're like, yeah. We've been on this since Zashmaru gave it to us, so they disperse. One group comes back about an hour later, so it's about midnight, and they come back with the what's left of the goblins that you 3 destroyed in the sewer, and they're like, "Here you go.
Can we
This
put
one
it in a
has no
sack or
eyes.
something?
Well, you didn't give us a sack, man. If you give us a sack, we'll put them in a sack."
Okay. Could Rufa go out and buy a couple sacks?
I'll say
I-
this.
I think we should call them glue bloms.
Yes, Sidney.
I have a bag of holding.
Ooh.
Handy haversack.
No.
Handy
know if you
haversack.
remember-
That's right.
Yes, I have a handy
some
haversack. I don't know
leftover.
if you remember that you gave that to me, PJ. This was when we built my character a long time ago.
Oh yeah, like
I
a year
have-
ago.
It's in
You're-
my inventory.
Yeah,
We
no,
have-
I will definitely give you that handy haversack because goodness gracious knows you're going to need at least that much to keep these goblin bodies intact.
Yeah, I would argue you should let her because Rufa already has a free war.
And-
let
and
her
to get out
have
of
the
jail
handy
free.
haversack.
Look, he's got a free war so much as he's allowed to declare one. I'm not saying he's got an army. That's on him. Moving right along. So you kind of like a cat tipping a glass off of a table. You slide these goblin bodies into the handy haversack. Yep,
I'm gonna have to wash this, aren't I?
probably on the inside, and the inside is much bigger than the outside. So have fun with that. I'm going to skip ahead unless anyone else has any downtime actions at midnight o'clock in the middle of a major diplomatic city. I'm going to move things ahead. Does anyone have any downtime actions before we go to bed in character?
Do we need to find the remaining bloblin we're gonna take care of?
That was already done by the Brotherhood of the Dogs with the, oh, you mean the one
Yeah.
that's not Felix's? That's up to
Yeah.
you. You guys can go look for it or you can leave it. Up to you.
We should probably take care of it.
Yeah, totally.
When was the
I'm
last
with you.
time we slept?
Since last night. It's been
You're like
at least a
1,000
full
year-
day and a
Yeah,
half.
you're
It's
like
been a
1,000
really
years
long
old.
night.
You're like 1,000 years old. What's 24 hours?
I was worried about the rest of the team, Ian.
Oh, the humans.
The humans.
Gosh, I guess the only actual humans in the group is Morel and Rufa. Anyway, so if you guys want to look for these, because you're half elf, gnome. Hold on, half elf, elf. No, wait, I'm backwards. I'm looking at the thing. Yeah, screw it. You guys know who you are. So if you want to find where the only remaining bloblin is, give me a perception check to search or a survival check to track.
27.
Dang.
Whoa, clean. Is anybody else doing survival?
I'm doing
survival.
perception 13.
Okay, we'll do 2 survivals, 2 perceptions then.
Yo, my dice almost just did me dirty. That was scary. That's a 17.
17, 27. Ian, what you got?
I rolled a natural 1. I have
Okay.
rolled 3 numbers. I've rolled a 1, a 20, and then another 1. Those are my 3.
Oh my God. Michael, what was your check?
13.
13. Ian, give me another D20 roll, just a flat D20.
Who are we gonna meet? Who else are we gonna meet tonight, guys?
I don't know. We'll find out when we get there.
I got a 17 because my roll is always higher the second time.
Okay. So you guys kind of walk around the city a bit. It's late at night, so it's this kind of eerie sound as the sound of your heels and your shoes echo on the entire marble flooring and city walls. It's that paranoid sound where you have to remind yourself the footsteps you're hearing are actually yours. And eventually you get to the one sewer grid that leads to the last bloblin that, except for chances. As you're walking, though, and you start going down into the sewers, you're in the dark element, and you can smell the horrible smell of the foul and awful, you realize Woodwort isn't there.
What did that little gnome run off to this time?
Woodwort, as you're trying to follow them, you start becoming distracted. You start smelling something different, not the aqueduct and the sewers that you're used to, but actually kind of smells like a forest, but it's within the city. And eventually, kind of off in the night, you see what looks like this kind of faint glow of like a campfire, and you can see these green trees in the middle of a city. And it's like an oasis in the desert. You're not sure if it's real or if it's an illusion, but you can see what looks like a woman standing over the fire, wearing what looks like a whole shawl or a cape made out of a deer skin, and she's telling a story to what looks like an entire chorus of little bunnies just perched up, noses twitching in the night air, listening to whatever story she's telling them. By her side, in one side, is a wolf who looks almost painfully emaciated. Ribs are exposed, face is gaunt. It looks almost weak and shaking, but it looks happy to be there. And on the other side, you see what looks like a fox, very, very fat, extraordinarily fat. It has eaten too much food. And they are by her left and her right. And she's telling these stories to the bunnies. You know you're supposed to go that way for the sewer, but then there's that thing over there.
Yeah, Woodward takes off. The sewers are nothing. He can get back to the sewers anytime.
Okay.
This is curious. It also feels a hell of a lot more like home than anything else that the party's going to end up doing.
All right.
I guess Woodwort. Okay, I think Woodwort just approaches this, and I think as they approach, he leans down to Mush. He goes, "Hey, Alona told us about these. I think this is a park." and like starts to walk towards the grass and trees.
As you get closer to the grass and trees, you actually start to hear a voice slowly emerge from, I guess you could say, the consciousness of Mush. At first, it just sounds like this little chittering noise that Mush usually makes, but then suddenly, as you get closer and closer, it's like you're hearing a mid-sentence. As from Mush, you hear this voice going, I don't know. I think that our buddies are over there, and I think she's got a great fireplace. But I believe that our friends are in that direction. And his nose is just pawing the air, and he goes, "But I gotta be honest. That fireplace, looks really swell." Uh,
Uh, Mush. You don't. Oh. Mm, uh. Okay, hold on, little buddy. There's a couple questions. I'm gonna skip over the big one because I don't feel like you got the answers. You which way? I'm gonna leave it up to you, honestly. Which way do you want to go? Cause I I understand that you kind of been leading me through the city so far, and you kind of know where you're going because you can
Oh,
smell the rest of them.
I have been trying for a very long time to tell you where to go. Let me tell you, it is not easy when you're a little badger. Your big friend is like, we're gonna go over here, and I kept trying to tell you, but it's over there. It's not easy. Um, but so your friends went in the sewers. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of bad things in the sewers. I like where we're going because she's very nice. I like her friends. Although the wolf kind of scares me, he does not look healthy. That guy needs to eat some more. Um, but yeah. So it's not been easy trying to tell
Wait,
you where
wait,
to
wait.
go.
Hold on, Mush. You said that there's how many? How many are in the sewer? What did you said there's a lot?
Oh, there's a lot of goblins in those sewers.
More.
Let me
Wait,
tell
hold
you.
on. More than we fought with Shionibus.
Oh, that was just one group of goblins. Yeah, I could smell so many goblins. Let me tell you, there was this other group of goblins. I smelled them. They were like icky, and they were not too far away from the last time. And they went off to fight some other goblins. They're not gonna like what they find. There's a bigger goblin there. They're not gonna like him at all. And
Oh,
yeah, I could smell him.
okay. Mush. Since we got this one window here to be real honest with each other,
Yeah.
I need you to lead me to my friends so we can tell them about this. I
He
can't. I can't. I know we only got a bit, and I'm hoping that we can find this place again. Oh shoot, I wish I had one of them maps they were talking about.
It's okay.
Oh,
You don't need maps.
well, no, I could have marked this place off because it's kind of where I want to be. But you're saying that there's worse things going on with my friends.
So Mush is kind of walking with you, and then he stops and he gets on his hind legs. So he's kind of like putting all his weight on his back, and his hands are up, and his nose is just kind of patting in the air. And he goes,
Yeah. Yeah, there's worse things.
cause where they went, and his hands are kind of like pointing in the direction that they went.
Where they went, there's a goblin and there's something else down there. And where we're going is it's just a thing. It's just a fireplace. It's just a fire. And we make fires all the time. But we don't have a pack that we get to go with. And the pack is over there. And they're not gonna like the hobgoblin that's down there.
Yeah.
He does
Okay.
not smell
Okay.
good.
No. Okay. Then we're done here. Oh shoot. I think Woodwort. He like pulls one of the mushrooms off his pack, and like he runs over to like any of the buildings that's nearby and sticks it to the wall, and then tries to run off. Like and then he just he's like and he tries to have Mush run off.
making sure you're placing what on the wall?
Yeah. So I have a new spell called Verdant Growth. And I can take any one seed, and when I plant it someplace, it turns it from a tiny object or the seed into a medium-sized plant. So I'm hoping to be able to use this spell to like mark the building I'm standing next to hopefully find this place again.
Gotcha. Making a quick note of that.
And I'm down a spell.
I think this one was a pretty good use. Okay. For the sake of later, give me a nature check now. This will help you get bonuses of finding this plant and knowing that this is the plant later. Obviously, your spell is there, but I want to make sure that there's a actual mechanical benefit for this. What have we got?
28 with a nat 20, baby.
Oh my
I've
God.
rolled 2 numbers. I'm either 20s or 1s tonight. I cannot believe it. Speaking of wolves, I don't know if you can see that.
Nice. You know, someone said in chat that you're just flipping a one-sided dice that is 1 on one side.
That's fair. That's fair. And it's a beautiful D2 I made.
It's a coin. It's a coin.
Yeah. After meeting Felix, I just kind of let the gods take it into their hands, and I have a nat 1 and a nat 20 on it.
I mean, look what happens when you just open yourself up to divine luck. Anyway, so you now get a +2 to any check you can argue to find this plant again in the city. Great. To find this thing. Now, it may or may not be there, but you will definitely be the exact same place that you were before.
Totally.
So that being said, we're going to skip ahead back to the 1, 2, 3, 4 people that are in the sewer. You don't know where Woodwort is. And I should say to Woodwort, as you are leaving the location to go to the sewer, it's kind of like bad reception on a cell phone. The farther and farther you get away from the campfire, the softer and softer Mush's voice gets until it retreats back to a chitter and a chirp that he normally does. Until eventually the voice is gone entirely. So the 3 of you, the 4 of you, counting Morel, you're now in the sewers. Back to where the one bloblin is, the one untouched bloblin. What do you do? Do you wait for Woodwort? Or do you track ahead?
Great question. I defer to Kylie on this one.
Why? Why you gotta give me this authority? Shionabis is going to trek onward, whether she's going to be stealthy on her own. She doesn't really care what the rest of the party does, not gonna lie, but sorry. But that's what Shionabis is gonna do. So she's gonna stealth ahead. Whether anyone else wants to follow, that's up to them.
All right, give me that stealth check, Shionabis.
Oh, that's a 9. Hold on.
A 9.
Did you say a 9 or a 19?
That's a 16.
16. Okay. Now everyone starts off with a hero point at the beginning of the game. If you want to roll the hero point now, you can, or if you want to take the 16, you can take the 16.
I'll take the 16. That makes me real nervous, but I'm just gonna take it.
Okay. So, Shionabis does her best impression of the assassin from Odyssey, and she just kind of starts sneaking out. Now, she has kind of given you her answer. She is going off to sneak and find the goblins inside of the bloblin. What do the other 2 do? I'll say this. Morel is for sure kind of noticing you leave, hikes up his shield, and starts following at like a nice 5 to 10 foot distance, so his loud armor is not at all ruining your stealth.
Nice.
Appreciated.
How dark is it in the sewer?
It is low light until you're about 15 feet away from the sewer entrance, and then it is darkness. It is dark light until, of course, you get to another light source, or if you create a light source. So if you have dark vision, great. If you have low light, you can only see about 15 to 30 feet in front of you.
I have low light vision, but I was wondering if you do, Rufa, because if you don't, I have light as a cantrip, and I can light.
I'm a human, so I don't. But also, I think Rufa's gonna tap Alona's shoulder and just kind of whisper, "I'm going to go find our friend Woodwort. You go on ahead with Morel and Chonobus."
Okay. Be safe, please.
I shall try. But before, perhaps cast. You provide me with some light source, perhaps.
I got you. What kind of objects do you have in your inventory? I can cast light on any one of those.
Oh, let's see. What do I have? I have a coupon for war.
A glowing war coupon.
No, I think I have a bunch of like bullets for my sling. So maybe one of the bullets.
Sounds great. Tiny little bullet. Great.
I really wanted the golden ticket to be a thing.
I was just gonna sing
running around
like some crazy soldier, like, I got a golden ticket.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? That I'm gonna pull a Charlie bucket and pull out the coupon.
There it
All
is.
right. My man's got a golden ticket of death, and he's not punching it yet.
Yeah, does he get like intimidation bonuses to anyone he runs into on the street just holding this glowing war coupon?
Well, the good thing is light does go away eventually, so no. But if it did, maybe. So give me Shionabis. First of all, so here's this is going to work. You guys can either A, make a survival check or a perception check to search, now that you're inside, to find where this bloblin is. Or you can do a little action called, well, I had to call it follow the leader. I believe it's called follow the expert. And basically, if you are not trained or an expert in survival to track, and if someone is, then they roll, and you guys can all kind of steal their role, for lack of a better word.
Ooh, let's do that, because I don't know what everyone else's survival is. How's your survival, Kylie?
I'm trained in survival.
Great, that's what we're doing. Cool. Great.
All right, roll that survival for me.
Oh god. It's a 9.
A 9 on the die face?
No.
Okay. So Morel is following you about a 10-foot distance. Alona, where are you standing in conjuncture to Shionabis? You standing right behind her? Are you standing behind Morel?
I'm behind Morel.
Okay. So eventually you kind of walk around this labyrinthian sewer system. And eventually, Shionabis, you get to this really weird point where everything just looks dark and hazy. The air is very much similar to the last homunculus or bloblin you ran into, where this kind of weird collection of the methane gas and the dark, weird presence of the goblins made the air harder to penetrate with your eyes. But now it's like when you live in the country and you look out into your backyard at night, the veil of darkness is so heavy, you might as well be looking at a wall of shadow, and you really can't tell where you're going. You don't know if you're actually looking at a wall in the sewer or if you're staring at a pitch black so thorough that it just devours your eyesight in its abyss. And then you suddenly hear the sound. Nos frachana. And suddenly you hear what sounds like the shambling, unmistakable shambling madness of goblins readying for combat. Now, this is where we're going to take our 10-minute break. We're going to come back at 9:44. And when we do, we're going to start with an initiative roll as the goblins have surprised the heroes. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. We look forward to seeing you then. Stay tuned. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for giving us that quick 10 spot. I think I had my 5th cup of coffee and like 2 glasses of water. So where we last left off, a battle is about to happen. So what I'm going to need right now is I am, because Sionibus is still technically stealthing around with 16, I'm going to let your initiative be the stealth check of 16. However, I will need Ilona to roll a perception-based initiative, and I'm going to do the same for our boy Morel. And it's not very good. Out the gate, it's not very good.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just putting that out.
I did great.
Thankfully, we leveled up and got higher hit points then.
Yep. Oh boy. Thank God for that. All right. So I'm going to give Sionibus the stealth initiative of 16. Already there. Ilona, what's your initiative?
25.
25. That's really
Ooh,
good.
Ranking it, yeah.
Heck yeah.
My perception's 8 now, and I rolled pretty high.
Nice. All right. So what I'm going to do then, just to kind of skip it, I'm going to assume that the minute Woodwort meets with Rufa, you guys are going to want to enter this combat.
Yeah.
Is that safe to assume? Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
I'm going to assume you guys are hauling the said butt to the fight. So I'm going to want you guys, your initiative will be based off your acrobatics or athletics as you hoof it.
I think the term's hoofing it.
That's right. You got to hoof it real good.
Nice.
I got a 15.
Sweet, not a 1. I'm just happy about that. I got a 10.
Okay.
I am short.
Excellent.
I don't hoof it that great.
You're not so keen on hoofing it, huh?
Ian, aren't you the tallest out of all of us?
I think PJ's taller than me.
Ooh, maybe. I don't know. I'm not.
I'm
I thought
I'm
I was
5'11".
taller than PJ.
You might be. I think the real competition for height is Kylie or Michael.
I'm 6 foot.
Oh yeah, see, I'm 5'11".
Same for me. I'm about 5'11".
Oh,
Wait, are we counting with or without
I'm
butt?
long since I've seen all of you.
10.5.
What?
She's 5'10" and a half. Yeah, so I guess that kind of puts her just a hair below Michael.
So I am the tallest.
Are we counting with
Asian guy's the tallest.
with or,
Screw you, stereotypes. We break them.
I thought I had something funny to say, but after that I can't beat it.
I'm trying to find my stats for my hobgoblin that I wrote down, and I believe it is on the wonderful map that I drew for you guys. And now that map's gone AWOL. Let's sigh.
Oh, no.
It's okay. I'll get it in a minute.
Oh,
Oh no. Okay. So, really fast, Rufa. You eventually see coming down from the top. Sorry, I just saw chat. PJ's a pee machine. How dare you, Psyche? How dare you? All right, there's two things that do all day. That's sit in a chair, that's drink water. How dare you, sir?
I was definitely going to let you know after the show.
Nope. I got to address that right off the gate. Sir, I'm offended. I'm not, but how dare you? Rufa, you're there in the sewer. You suddenly see a tiny little frame followed by a furry one, and you are now joined by Woodwort and Mush.
Woodward, what are you?
Well, hold on. So, I don't have a good way to explain this. So Mush told me with human words, common, that, well, maybe gnome. I understood. That's not the point. There's bad guys in the sewers. More than bloblins. We gotta go.
We will address the badge of speaking because I suspect maybe a little too much, but yes, let us warn the group.
Rufa, I know, like, we've already been on a couple crazy adventures as it is stands. You're just gonna have to trust me on this one. I think Mush knows what's going on better than the rest of us.
Well, let us warn the group. Double haste, post haste.
I think Woodwort takes off with Rufa, probably being left in the dust by both his badger and Rufa.
Rufa will like slow
But
down
he's
his
trying.
jog and kind of like that scene in I think Winter Soldier where he's jogging with
Oh yeah,
Falcon?
on your
yeah,
left.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Don't quote me, Winter Soldier. I was there when it was written. So, top of combat. While Woodwort and Rufa and Mush are huffing into the fight, Ilona, you were the first to hear the goblins make their noise, and you turn in horror as, again, no, you weren't there for the first one. So you see this kind of bubbly, organic, almost looking like a series of scabs being glued to pieces of refuse and stuck against a wall. This unusual, almost like child's playground made out of like slime and mucus and charred skin and random boots is now glued to a wall. It's maybe about 10 feet tall by about 10 feet wide. It's almost like a dome. And coming out of it is 5 goblins who are armed with crude swords made out of maybe at one point a rough metal, but it has gone kind of rusty in this air, and kind of leaning out and raising himself up from the very crude doorway. You see what looks like a goblin that's maybe 1.5 goblins tall, long football head with ears that kind of fray off to the side, almost like Vulcan hands. He's got long arms that kind of like hang down past his knees, so much so that he's got a slight bend on his back. Whereas these goblins are just carrying rusty hatchets or bent weapons. This guy's got a shield made of steel and a very, very sick looking, that's not going to sound right, a very effective looking sword. And he just kind of rallies them to battle in this horrible and abrasive goblin language. It's your turn. What do you do?
One, I just want to say it sounds like the Hobgoblin was like modeled after the song Come Together by the Beatles. I don't know why that's what popped into my head, but immediately I was like, oh yeah, hands down to his knees. Hold you in his arm hair, you can feel his disease. That makes so much sense right now.
Hero point. Awesome.
I also have to say, PJ, I'm very proud of you for noticing that what you were about to say was going to sound wrong, which it's usually you say it and then realize what you said.
This is true. I have a
And
problem
as someone
with
who's known you for as long as I have, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's not that it would have sound like, I don't know, explicit. It just would have sounded stupid. Like this sick looking sword. Oh, bro, that sword is so sick. And I would have never lived it down. And I would have been
Hashtag Mall Ninja.
Hashtag Mall Ninja. Oh my God. It's too good. So anyway, Ilona, please, what do you do?
I'm going to dig into my bag of holding, scoot through the mushy goblin grossness that's in there, and find one of my set of caltrops. I'm going to throw my caltrops in front of the goblins and in between the rest of the party, and then I'm going to touch one of Shionibus's arrows with light so we can actually see them better.
Okay.
At least Rufa can see them.
Right.
When Rufa appears, also, if the arrow, well, we'll get to that. So, what's the DC for the caltrops?
That's a great question. The DC is... I didn't write it down. Oh, no.
I got you. Play on.
All right. So you take the caltrops, you throw them out, they sprinkle all over the area, and you grab, you kind of touch the bow for a bit, and the arrow. Shionibus, as you either have one back here in your quiver or docked and ready, you can see it start to kind of glow with holy light. And with that being said, Shionibus, it's your turn.
Okay. The one that's glowing, she's going to how high is the ceiling?
Well, it's a pretty good size sewer, so I'm going to give you a total of 10-foot high ceiling.
And Sydney, how bright is this light? Or PJ might know too.
Oh, great question. I imagine it's very, very bright, almost annoyingly so. In my head.
I think it does. I think it casts light as in the spell.
Perfect.
That it's 30 feet.
30 feet?
I think so.
That works. So she's going to shoot the arrow that's now glowing at the ceiling.
Okay.
Slightly in front of them, so like kind of at an angle, so that hopefully it'll illuminate down to thus illuminate the rest of the enemy and whatnot.
Very nice. Give me an attack roll as you're shooting at the ceiling. Just beat a 10 total.
20 feet.
20 feet. Thank you.
And then dim light for 20 feet after that. So 40-foot radius.
That's not bad at all.
14 acrobatics check for the DC for the goblins.
Thank you. Yep.
Acrobatics, not reflex, which is surprising.
Yes, I think it's because they're making it basically an acrobatic save against the DC.
That's an 11.
Nice. You're able to shoot the arrow. It is able to find purchase in the stone reinforced ceiling, and it hangs there as this nice little makeshift lantern for everyone to see. That's one action, I believe, for firing. What's your next two actions going to be?
I'm going to mark as prey, whatever one is closest to me, given that I'm front line.
Well, I'll say this. They haven't moved, so in theory, the 5 goblins lined up are closer to you, but the hobgoblin's right behind them, ready to bark orders.
Ooh, we're going to aim at the hobgoblin. So mark the hobgoblin as prey.
Okay.
And we are going to, where are my actions? We're just gonna fire and just hope for the best at this point.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit.
15 to hit. So as you try to shoot this hobgoblin, your arrow actually finds a very meaty part of its steel armor, or at least its heavier armor, I should say, and kind of bounces off. You can see him recoil from the impact, and then he just kind of starts hooting like a howler monkey and shouting in a horrible abrasive sound of goblin language.
We're gonna fire again at a -4.
All right, take the shot.
It's not much better. That's a 17 to hit.
That will also miss as it hits a meaty part of his armor, and he's fine. So, Rufa and eventually Woodwort, you're still running. Although, as you're running, you suddenly see this slow, dim glow of light start to stretch out in the darkness ahead of you. And as it grows, you see coming into view Morel starting to put some weight on the tippy toes of his back foot like he's ready to charge. You see Ilona readying something, and you see Shonibus firing arrows off into the darkness. There is something happening up ahead. Next round, you're going to be there.
I was wondering, before we actually get in there, I was wondering, while we're out of combat, could we stealth in?
I'll give you that if you want to. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it won't replace your initiative, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe we could fleet, catch them off guard, or flat-footed or something.
To be fair, and this is something I should say. If you're stealthing into combat, you will not be moving at your full movement, which means it will take an extra round for you to stealth into this fight.
Yeah, Woodwort won't ever get there.
Yeah, never mind then. Never mind.
Poor guy. Can I take this turn to use one of my actions to cast guidance on Rufa?
Let me do a few things, and then I'll get to you. No problem.
Okay.
Because you guys are out of combat, I figure I'd do you both. But if you're going to take actions, I need to get to you in the initiative, but we're almost there.
Totally.
So that being said, it's Morel's turn. Morel is going to see the hobgoblin get all riled up, and he just kind of goes, "Oh, I know what that coal means." and he runs only 20 feet because he's wearing heavy armor. He's wearing splint mail. He runs 20 feet, takes a front line, kind of gets the front line position, and yeah, and he just glares at all the goblins and the hobgoblins. And he says with this just this mean look on his face, and he says, Afra has charged me with forgiving you today. Pray I find the mercy. And he intimidates them with a 24. Two of the goblins proceed to drop their weapons and actually shriek in terror. The other ones are looking at their friends, and their knees are just knocking back and forth. And with his last action, Morel raises his shield up high, cocks his right hand back for like he's getting a punch ready, and he says, "In the name of the passion flower, make my day." And he gets ready for war. So raise shield, intimidation, and movement. His turn is done. The hobgoblin's gonna go. The hobgoblin is just staring daggers at Morel, and he proceeds to almost like spread the sea of goblins, all 5 of them, kind of like struts out, and then starts saying something in goblin as he's bashing a sword against a shield. Okay, you can tell the goblins who still have their weapons in hand are being bolstered by it. However, the ones that have dropped their weapons in abject terror are still not feeling it. With that, he is going to end his turn, and raise a shield. So now the hobgoblin has a shield and a sword raised. Morel has a shield and a fist raised. That being said, the goblins are going to go. The 2 that drop their weapons they're just, their heart's not in it. But the other 3 are going to run forward so that they are about in like a V shape, with the 2 closest ones being around Shionibus, but the one in the back is being 5 feet away from the hobgoblin. So for those of you at home, do that mental theater. What you have is this V shape. 5 feet in front of the hobgoblin is a goblin. 10 feet away from the hobgoblin, the other two goblins, and they are 5 feet away from Shionibus. If that makes any sense, let me know. So the first goblin is feeling kind of invigorated from the hobgoblin, probably saying something like, "If you don't do what I tell you to, I'm going to kill you." And they run up, and it tries to attack Shionibus. Let's see here. This is going to be a not very good, I'll tell you that from the die face.
Did they step on my caltrops?
Oh, yes, they did. In fact, they did. Oh, hold on. One kind of cockeyed, but okay. So as they run forward in all their fervor, one of them takes 2 damage as he runs out, all like, ow, ouch, and he's looking, and his foot is just gushing blood. He takes 2 damage, and he takes a persistent 1 of bleed. The other one is able to actually see this idiot, and with his giant flappy feet, step around the caltrops. He's safe for now, but he's still surrounded in caltrop.
That one guy also takes a 5-foot penalty to his movement speed.
So basically, they just stop dead in their tracks.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So the goblin is going to attack with a total of, it's in my notebooks, I apologize for the wait. Does a 15 hit you, Shionibus?
Miss.
Nice. And the other one attack is going to go wide. Oh, wait a minute. No, Morel's in the lead. They'd be attacking Morel. My apologize. The one, though, will miss you. The other one is... Ooh, actually, that might... Oh, that'll miss. So... One starts attacking Shionibus like crazy. One, who hurt his foot, starts trying to attack Morel, but Morel's just kind of blocking it with his shield and kind of meeting the blows with the strong part of his armor. And Shionibus and Morel are safe. The other goblin is doing nothing but looking scared, and the other 2 will not have actions. Now, Woodwort. Now it's your turn. What you gonna do?
Am I jumping into initiative or do I get to take an action?
So basically, you're running to the fight. So if you want to cast guidance in this moment, you can, but you're not the fight yet.
I'm totally going to give Rufa guidance on the way in.
All right.
Kind of I would say pat on the back, but he probably can't reach it. So you get a slap on the knee from Woodwort.
I was thinking you were going to slap somewhere else.
Yeah, I know.
I was too, honestly.
Yeah, a slap on the knee from Woodwort. Congratulatory for being able to outrun him. And you now have guidance.
Okay. Oh, actually, a very good question. Someone asked in our chat, did Shield Guy step in her caltrips? It's a good question. Let me roll. He did. He takes 1d4 damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
+1 persistent and a -5 to his speed.
Yep.
Caltrops are really dangerous in 2D.
Yeah.
Like extremely dangerous. If you miss, the effects just pile on.
Yeah, he takes 1 damage at the start, and he takes an
no.
ongoing 1 bleed damage until he gets some sort of help.
I'm sorry.
It's my fault. I stepped on him. Okay.
Oh, great. We get
So-
another awkward apology.
Okay, so as Woodwort slaps the back knee of Rufa, I'm going to be nice and not make Rufa make an acrobatics check or a reflex save to not just, go head over ass while you sweep the legs, Johnny, on him. We're going to go to the top of the next action or the top of the next round. And this goes to Ilona. Top of the second round. What do you do?
Ooh, okay. So, also hi Raid. What I am going to do is I'm gonna cast Divine Lance on the Hobgoblin. So she's automatically going to see that the caltrops aren't necessarily working. And she is going to be like, okay, Afra, please help me here. And she's gonna Passion Flower Kamehameha the face of the Hobgoblin.
All right, rolled 8 with Divine Lance.
Yay. Hell yeah. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. That is a 22.
22 to hit on the
Nice.
Hobgoblin will hit even with his shield raised. Nicely done.
Finally.
Awesome. That means I gotta roll some damage. So let me go ahead. It wasn't a crit, right?
No, it was not a crit.
Okay. Da-da-da-da. It's been so long since I've attacked something. All right. That
They're social
is
characters.
right. That is 7 points of damage.
7 points. Not bad at all. So you kind of put your hands together and you almost like you take the prayer and you shoot it out. And as your hands open up, you can see this big purple flower made of light. The passion flower kind of opens wide, and from the bud where it's golden yellow, the big golden yellow beam fires out. And as it hits the Hobgoblin, you can see his face is kind of like sizzling and smoking, and there's like almost like this leftover scar of leftover scorch mark of like a flower as it just kind of like wilts and fades away. And he's just like, he's not happy about it at all.
Yes. Awesome. That was 2 actions. I'm gonna use my remaining action to cast guidance on Shionibus.
Okay, Shionibus, you have guidance, and wouldn't you know it, Shionibus, it's your turn.
Get him.
Remind me what guidance does? It's been so long.
It's a +1 status bonus on attack rolls, saving throws, or skill checks.
That's right. Cool. Given that a goblin is so close to me, immediately going to turn attention to the one on her right. There's 2, right?
Yeah, so you have 2 are in the front. It's a V formation. 2 in the front, 1 in the back. Hobgoblin behind the one in the back. The one that attacked you is on the right. The one that attacked Morel is on the left.
So I'll go for the one that's on the right because we can't stand for people attacking me. We just can't have that. So instead, I'm going to mark him as prey, and then I'm going to use precision. Yeah, and we're just going to hope for the best. Are you kidding me? That is an 11. Sorry, a 12.
Is that factoring the +1 from guy? Oh, I think, okay. So 12 will miss.
It's a rough night tonight, guys. Frantically, she's gonna reload and try again at the penalty.
Shoot at his face.
Get him.
That's a 5 to hit.
Is it what's your bonuses for shooting?
Oh wait, no, math. No, because it's a -4, right?
Yeah, because your second attack penalty. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. So you fire twice. The goblin is just staring at you as one arrow very close to its head. The other one kind of goes a little wide. The goblin just goes. And as it turns back, it makes that smile like Stitch does from Lilo and Stitch, where it's just like all fangs and beady eyes, and it's holding its little dog slicer going, hi.
Before he turns around, can she just book it and go hide somewhere and just stealth?
Do you have an action left?
Yes, I have 1 left.
You can move, but you can't stealth. You can move.
I'm just going to move, like, way behind, as far as I can behind Ilona.
Okay.
Oh.
That's an 8. Yeah, 18.
That's all good. The best thing is the goblin does not have attack of opportunity, so you just dip out. You just throw him the 2 and leave. So you take 2 shots, run away. Morel's like, good. The front line's just mine. It is now. Rufa has arrived in combat. I will give you 2 actions as you're running into combat. You have 2 actions to use.
Okay. Quick question. Guidance, does that last for the entire combat or just 1 turn?
It lasts for the one time you use it.
Okay. But I could save that for a roll later on though, right?
Yeah, as long as you declare you're using it
on
the thing and then it goes away.
All right. This is going to be a little different because, hey guys, I get to play the finalized version of the Investigator finally, and it's super different. And also, I took the archetype Swashbuckler.
That's what you did for level 2. All right.
Yep. So, first off, as a Swashbuckler archetype, let's get Panache. I had the Battle Dancer version of Swashbuckler, so I also had the Fascinating Performance skill feat because I took that from one of my leveling up stuff.
Yeah, totally.
I will see. You gain Panache during encounter when the result of your performance check to perform exceeds the will DC of observing foe. So I'm going to try the Fascinating Performance. What's the closest hobgoblin to me?
Well, you have the goblins who are kind of now surrounding Morel, who is in this giant field of caltrops, and you have the hobgoblin who is on the other end of the caltrops, who is shouting at the goblin. So
okay.
The farthest one away is the hobgoblin.
Okay, then I'm going to target actually one of the goblins surrounding Morel. Then.
Okay, go right ahead.
All right, so I will Fascinating Performance him. See, which makes me roll a performance check, which is, let's see, fine. Oh, by the way, another cool thing that happened recently. Mm-hmm. My performance is is expert now.
What?
Gillicky, ridiculous.
That's what every level after 2, I get to I can either be trained in a skill or upgrade a train skill to expert.
Yeah, the Inquisitor, different class. Can't wait for it to come out, Paizo. Make the Inquisitor happen. Yeah, no, the Investigator gets skills on skills on skills to pay the bills. The bills.
Yep. So yeah, I got 16. 25 on that performance check against the will DC of one of the goblins.
So, Michael, what happens when you crit?
Ooh, when I crit, let's see. It doesn't say what happens when I crit.
Okay.
I think he means he wins unconditionally.
Yeah.
Look,
I do know that if it happens, let's see. Will DC? The target is fascinated for 1 round.
I will give him a fascinated 2 then. So it's 2 rounds of the fascinated ability or debuff, I should say.
Okay. Rufa takes his scorpion whip out, kind of whips it around, and kind of like, in kind of an artful, kind of back and forth arc, and then does a really quick snap and just kind of bellows out, "The cavalry is here!"
I got to give a hero point for all that style and all that flair. So hero point as you're like, the cavalry is here.
So I'm guessing that gives me panache.
Oh, absolutely gives you panache.
All right. My next action, I will now use the investigator's new devise a stratagem.
Oh, you're using that bad boy. Okay.
Yeah. So actually, no, I can use it as a free action because this is actually part of our case, right?
That's right. Technically, you've been investigating the goblins and the whole war thing. These goblins are part of that. You can use as a free action.
I will choose a creature, the goblin that I fascinated. No, one of the goblin I haven't fascinated, actually.
Got it.
So I'm declare him, roll a d20. Let's see. It says you assess a foe's weakness in combat, use it to formulate a plan against him. Okay, 18 plus 18, 19, 20, 22. I got a 22 because I get to roll my intelligence modifier instead of my strength or dexterity now.
And that's to hit?
No. Pretty much when I do decide to hit, that's going to be my roll.
So are you not using this last action to attack him?
No, I'm using this free action to devise the plan to attack him, and now I'm going to use my action to attack him.
So now you're attacking him. Okay, well,
yeah.
The 22 hits.
Oh, only Michael could play this character with all these extra free actions and still pull it off on a live stream somehow. I'm like, hey, I want to play a fighter. I swing sword.
If you want to learn what the investigator is all about, check out our upcoming at the table video about investigators.
Right. That's right. Yesterday we have a talk show every Tuesday called At the Table here on Nat 20, where we talk about all the really cool things in the new Pathfinder books, character builds, new things coming out, and eventually on YouTube we're going to post the footage recorded. So if you want to know all these crazy things Rufus' character can do, go check that out on YouTube. So you hit him. You bloody hit him. How much damage, my man?
This is a downside of the ability. It just makes me, I can hit them really well and I get a few bonuses, but when it comes to damage, it's not so much yet. So,
yeah,
a little D4. I got a 5 because I got a strength of +1.
Okay, 5 damage. Now, out of curiosity, was that with your precision strike? Was that with your finisher?
I don't get the precision strike until I take another certain feat from the swashbuckler archetype.
Okay.
I just have panache, which gives me +5 move speed and +1 to any actions related to my swashbuckler style.
All right. Well, either way, the dude is very bloody. In fact, okay, so the one that you hit is not bleeding, but he's very upset. He's going to run at you, trying to step around the caltrops. He makes it. Okay, cool. And now he's going to run at Rufa and attack Rufa. I don't think that's going to... Actually, that might hit. Does a... Gotta check my notes here. Let's see. Goblin gets plus... There we go. Does a 19 hit Rufa?
Yes, it actually does.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, that's full weapon damage. You take 6 damage as he takes that dog slicer of his And he's basically running now, like on the flat of the blade, like running hand over feet on the flat of the blade, jumps up, wheels his weapon back, and just goes, Foo-ha! And just cuts you with it right across the body. And when that blade strikes and dances by, he goes for a second strike with penalties. Still rolls very well. There's a 21 hit.
That hits.
And the goblin does 3 more damage. As when he lands, he goes, Fruka! And gets with the backswing. And then he just kind of starts jumping in place. Like if a chimpanzee gets excited at the zoo, this goblin's kind of doing that kind of jump in place. And he's just going, He hates you. The other goblin.
Fair.
The other goblin is going to take the persistent bleed damage. He's not feeling it, but he's going to try and strike Morel. He might actually hit Morel. Let's see here. Shield is raised. So that's going to, that'll hit. Okay. He does nothing. He's going to go again and miss. So the goblin tries to swing at Morel. Morel's got his shield raised, sees it incoming, reinforces it with his bare hand, puts his shield right in the way of the sword. You hear a clank as the steel hits steel and the blade kind of goes away. He tries to double in both hands and brings the sword back down again, but this time bringing it on a very sturdy part of Morel's shield. Morel just kind of bears his weight behind the shield, and the goblin does nothing. The third goblin, who's been hanging by the hobgoblin's like, Korak Tharu, Korak Thakakak, Shaso. Hold on. Okay. So he tiptoes through the caltrops like nothing ain't happening. He runs up to, he runs past Morel, sneaks right up to Rufa, and hits with a 27.
Are you kidding?
I wish I was lying. 19 on the die face.
Wait. One of the goblins you moved, is that one the fascinated one? Fascinated too?
No. No, the fascinated one is the one that's been basically losing his fight against Morel.
Okay.
So
how much did he say before?
How much to hit?
No, how much damage?
Oh, I don't know yet. Is a 27?
I thought you said damage. 27.
Not yet. What's your AC, Michael?
17.
So it's a critical hit. 1 second. Okay. He does 7 damage as he runs up, gets the crude blade of the dog slicer in the back of your hamstring near the femoral artery, reinforces with his second hand, and rips it clean from the muscle.
What the hell, dude? Somebody needs help.
You are now taking persistent 1 bleed damage. Oof. So you got to get healed fast, my man. It's moved, attacked. It's going to try attack again. It's going to miss terribly. And that'll be that goblin's turn. The other 2 goblins that were terrified at the beginning of combat are sitting there going, Julius, I should say, mayhaps we have put our goblin hats in the wrong arena. This is quite right. Caesar, apparently we have made ill-life choices, and I have soiled my pantaloons. Yes, Julius, this is correct. We are peeing ourselves. The other 2 goblins are terrified. They ain't doing anything. The goblins are done, and now it's Morel's turn. Morel sees that someone slipped by his front line. He is now going to run over to the little guy that's been attacking Rufa. And hold on. He is going to hit with a 17 on the die face plus the bonus. Okay. He was 1 point away from a crit. Morel, it still hurts like hell. Morel's going to kill the guy. Straight up kill the guy that attacked you, the one that crit you. Morel walks up, and then he kind of sweeps low, and with a giant right punch, he says, "Sorry, mate, but now you are forgiven." And cracks his goblin, who whips him midair and lands and doesn't move after that. Move action, attack action. He turns to the other guys standing in front of Rufa and puts his shield up, and he shouts, "No one touches my money." And he looks back and goes, "Is it okay if I call you the money?" I just thought it sounded impressive.
I guess so. Good job on the first one.
Thank you. I'm trying to sound intimidating. I'm way out of my element here. Morel's turn is done, having killed a goblin and creating a new front line near Rufa. Let's see. That now puts the hobgoblin. The hobgoblin is very mad that his idiot cowards are dying, and he's gonna step on a caltrip and take some damage. He's gonna take 2 damage, and now has a persistent 1 bleed. And he's really not looking good. But as he stomps through after the first one, he's just kind of like stepping on a Lego at 3 a.m. and he just kind of trunches, he moves through it, and he walks up to Morel, swings on him. Hold on. How much of a hit is that going to be? That is going to be
The moment when PJ kills himself.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely going to hit. Thank God he's got shield raise. It's not a crit though, but it is a hit. Okay. Oh, it did small amounts of damage. I don't know who I'm laughing to. It's myself. I'm laughing at myself. He swings on Morel's shield and he just bucks it away. The hardness is just too sturdy, and the blow did not have enough meat behind it. He's going to swing a second time. Still rolling pretty well. He's gonna miss though this time. So the hobgoblin is now very, very close. He is 10 feet away from Rufa. He's about 10 feet away diagonally from Ilona. He's probably about 15 feet away from our man Woodwort, and he is 20 feet away from Shionibus. That being said, Woodwort, it's your turn at the bottom of the round. What are you gonna do?
Okay. So with somebody so close to me, if I remember right, there's also still at least 1 goblin in front of Morel who's like 10 feet away from me, correct?
Say it again.
I believe there's another goblin in front of Morel who's like 10 feet away from me.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Because Morel turned around, so like behind him is it? Okay, great. I'm going to use electric arc and hopefully hit 2 of those goblins.
Okay.
Let's see. Ouch. Wow, that may not go anywhere. I got an 11 to hit.
That will miss, unfortunately. Okay. Actually, wait, hold on. Maybe it won't. You said it was an 11?
Yeah.
I think that'll hit. I think that will hit. It'll just hit.
Just barely. Okay, I'll take it. Barely still hit. Let's see. 2d4. 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 damage to the 2 targets that got hit.
9 damage? Oh.
Yes.
Well, I want to apologize for having Morel steal a kill. But now is a time where I can turn to my players and say, Woodwort, tell me the tale.
I think Woodwort is very scared in these moments. Because he's had to deal with hearing about this. He's had to hear about like his friends having to deal with this bigger issue the entire time he's been running around this tunnel, hearing them fight at the other end. Being a gnome, his short legs are barely carrying him there. And I think he sees the first goblin and shoots the electric arc out. And Morel is probably bounces the arc off of his shield at this point, just due to it bouncing around the tunnel, and takes out both of the goblins at once.
Yeah.
I've got one more action.
Ooh.
And is there anybody within? We have the same. Within 25 feet of my buddy Mush, that Mush can attack.
Within 25 feet of Mush?
Yeah.
Mush is right about where you
So
are?
I've only assumed that Mush and me are kind of next to each other.
Yeah. I'll say this. You have, in the way back, beyond the caltrops, the 2 goblins that have been terrified and completely been out of combat this entire time. You have You have the hobgoblin in front of Morel and the goblin that you just killed. So you have the hobgoblin, really.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's gonna go after. I will try to get him to go after the hobgoblin.
Okay,
This
so you're
could
going
be
with
bad, but
so
I'm
you're
gonna command him to attack.
Oh,
So
okay.
I guess Woodwort, as usual, he sends one hand forward, pointing that finger out. Lightning bolt arcs through the sewerway as he yells, "Get him, Mush!" And hey, that actually an 18 to hit.
Which one? The hobgoblin?
The hobgoblin. I don't think that hits.
He didn't raise his shield, if I recall, so that hits.
Oh, okay. That means. Oh yeah, I forget that Mush gets all the big damage dice. Yeah, that's 9 damage. Mush latches onto this guy's leg with his jaws and takes a big old bite out of that hobgoblin meaty calf.
Dang, hold on a second. Oh, so Mush, your badger companion, runs up to him, kind of skirts around the party, jumps and sinks his teeth into the calf, and then swings his weight around. So now, like, you can even see the hobgoblin. His knee buckles out as his leg is almost torn completely off, and he's just got this sword and shield ready, and he's raising the sword like he's about to just buck and slice the badger off. This guy is way beyond bloodied, my dude. Way beyond bloodied.
Oh, so close, so close, so close.
So with that, that's the end of round 2. Top of round 3. Ilona, you see a hobgoblin on death's door. You see 2 goblins dropping their weapons in terror at Morel. Morel, who is now basically fighting enemies on all sides, and Rufa, who just took a clinic of goblin strikes to the dome like it ain't nothing. So what you gonna do?
Oh, the first thing I'm gonna do is heal Rufa, because he apparently had muscle ripped away from the tendon. So that sounds bad. So I'm gonna use heal. And I'm gonna use my healer's blessing for a small bonus because it's my first heal in this battle. So I'm gonna roll my d10.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how badly are you injured, Rufa? How bad is it?
I believe I'm at 16 now.
Okay, I can use one action to do this. So I'm going to make sure that the muscle is reattached to the bone, so you don't have any permanent nerve damage. Because the big yike, and that is going to be 7 points of health.
Yay!
Yay! Good.
Not bad.
So that was one action, and then I'm going to use the rest of my action. Basically, I'm gonna use a new one. I'm gonna use Forbidding Ward.
Ooh.
So I'm going to protect an ally against a specific enemy, and that's a +1 to their AC and saving throws against that specific enemy. So I'm going to cast Forbidding Ward on Rufa against the hobgoblin. So he now has a +1 if the hobgoblin tries to attack him again.
Yay! Thank you.
Nice.
All right. So as you receive, and that's all 3 of your actions, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. That's why I love Pathfinder. Only in Pathfinder 2nd edition can you cast 2 spells in a go.
Right? It
Am
makes
I,
it way
am I
more
still persistent bleeding?
No, you were healed.
Cool.
So that persistent bleeding is gone. The other way, of course, would be to have done a medicine check and patch the wound.
I imagine that Afra's version of the Forbidding Ward, because Afra's not forbidding, but I imagine what it looks like is just like a firewall of like little passion flowers, like over and over and over again, just like in front of Rufa. So it looks like this like dizzying array of just purple and gold. You can't even tell because they're that small. So it's kind of like, what is even going on?
Yeah.
But it's just like
Looking
that.
just more fabulous.
Yeah, you gave Rufa a glitter wall. He's like all about it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing.
My brain's just laughing at the idea of like the band Oasis doing a song called Glitter Wall. I'm moving right along. I love
Dancing, the
it.
moonlight's playing in the background now.
And after all, you're my glitter wall. That's like 6 seconds. I think I'm allowed to use that by fair use.
Too bad we don't have a bard that can actually sing it. Anyway.
Yeah. One day.
Not me.
Shionabis, your go. You're about 25 feet away from the hobgoblin. All of the other goblins that are not terrified at this point are completely murdered. What do you do?
Well, given that she hasn't hit anything all night, and this is what she's supposed to be good at, she's real upset and real pissed off. So she's gonna once again mark Hobgoblin as prey and just lock and load and hope for the best.
Sounds like a plan.
Get him.
Hero point.
Yeah, I'm gonna just use that hero point. That's even worse. Does a 10 hit? I know
Can
the
I
answer.
transfer
Don't
a
answer
hero
that.
point over to Chonobis?
No, sorry. What was out of curiosity, what was the die face on the first roll that you did before the hero point?
It was a 9, so it still wouldn't have hit. It was 17. So
Yeah. So you fire, and unfortunately, you miss. You still have a second action you can take.
we are going to. Where did my skills go? Somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow.
I know for a fact we can't sing that one.
No,
Isn't that-
none of us can do that. Do it justice.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere.
I just meant because of the copyright laws that are
Oh.
really strict.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that not public domain?
I don't think so. If it is, then by all, can someone look that up?
Chat, you heard it here. We have no idea if that song is fair use. So if you do see in public domain somewhere over the rainbow, put it in the chat, and we will horrendously butcher that awful song. Please,
Just like normal, we're passing off the work. Somebody else look this up for us.
we're too busy rolling dice to do basic Google searches. Shonabis, what did you get?
That's an 18 to hit.
Kill him.
It hits.
Yes.
This precision. That's 2d8s.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, that's 12 damage.
Nice.
So Shionabis, the big bad man with the scaly sword and scurry shield, call your shot and tell me the tale of how he dies.
So at this point, she's just real mad. She's like, I just wanted a drink at the tavern. Didn't get that. I just want to go to bed. So she loads 2 and like sees Morel in front of her and kind of just like leans, like closes one eye and just like flip. And just like doesn't even look at where it goes and just leans back in front of Morel.
Nice. So I'm going to see the hobgoblin like about to just strike on Mush as it's like tearing at its calf, and he's got this big Acadian in front of him with a shield. And all of a sudden, as he's looking at the Acadian, this Nubian elf kind of peers over the shoulder, winks, fires, and he goes, "Tha?" And it hits him right in the eye, and his head ricochets back. And you can just see Goblin Icar slide out of his nose and eyes as he then just drops dead onto the caltrops. You got the big bad right there, my man. Now,
Yes.
now there are 2 goblins. They are still very much demoralized, and they have decided that they are basically taking the fear effect until someone gives them a bit of morale boost. 2 options you have. Either A, choose as a team to stay in combat and fight these flat-footed goblins who have ton of penalties right now, or 2, call combat done, still get the credit, and do something different with these living goblins. What do you do?
Finish them.
Kill them all.
No survivors.
Let everyone
I'm
else know
surprised
Ilona's
you're
true
saying that,
nature.
Ian.
They're goblins.
And Ilona is clearly outvoted in this.
I would actually Roof. It would be a tie because actually this would benefit Rufa's plan probably keeping them alive.
How many do we have to keep alive?
I mean, that's up to you guys.
Ooh, Rufa, you've rope, right?
Huh?
You've rope, right?
No,
They're
I'm
no use to us.
investigator
We don't
and
understand them.
I'm investigator and swashbuckler.
Right.
I'm very
I thought-
roguelike though. I'm very roguelike.
Oh, I said rope.
Oh,
You have
rope.
rope.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought he's rogue adjacent.
Right.
yes, I believe so.
Okay. So we could take one of the hobgoblins if we really wanted to.
I mean, I would say take both of them and then I know this sounds horrible, but kill one of them in front of the other to show them that we mean business.
Rufa.
There are 2 hobgoblins.
They're goblins.
Hobgoblins. Goblins.
No, they're 2 goblins. Sorry.
Oh, right, the hobgoblins dead.
I mean,
Sorry.
it'll give us a bonus on intimidation.
Ooh, yeah, but
But
something in my body hates it.
But we don't understand. Does anyone understand Goblin? Because they are absolutely no use to us if no one understands Goblin.
Renley.
That's right. Marinle Logorunun does speak Goblin. Morel is very much like, I feel really bad. I already killed one. I'm pretty sure he's dead. These opponents have no weapons. They're putting up no defense, no offense. It's like abducting children to me. You could do what you
Now
want.
we can't kill them.
Well, maybe we shouldn't, mate. We already killed, like, I don't know, at least 3 of their friends and the big one. I just don't feel right with it. It's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing. There's only 2 goblins that we know of that are left in the city. If we can get them to the meeting and the war council in the morning, then we can bring Marinle with us, and then she can translate what they're saying. We just have to somehow convince them through Marinle to actually talk about the war.
Don't you need an invite to get into the Senate, though?
I think we do.
I mean, to be fair, we
We
just
have
busted in
one.
the last one.
She could be a +1. You always get a +1.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Plus
I
one
don't
to
think so.
Senate.
While this conversation is happening, can Shionibus just fire at one so they only have to bring the other one?
Does anyone want to stop Shionibus from killing one of these goblins? Potentially killing one of these goblins. That silence is deaf.
I'm just hoping
Rufa
she's
kinda
going to
wants
miss.
because he wants to use one of them as leverage against the other.
I mean, I think she's going to either miss horrendously or not, and then you'll have your leverage either way. So, Shionibus, what was that roll to hit?
That's a 19 to hit.
Well, it's not a crit, but it is a hit. So roll damage.
Goblin down.
They say I deserve a alignment change.
Okay, hold on. You're comparing You're comparing one goblin to a free war crime ticket. My God, no.
No. Don't get lazy. A free war and a get out of jail free token.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I do want to see Michael argue this and be like, but what is the weight of a life?
Even a goblin life.
That's 11 damage.
Oh yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, it's super dead. So tell me the tale of how you kill this goblin from over 30 feet away.
She's just like listening to everyone talk and like watches everyone and just like flip. Like without like breaking eye contact with the group.
No.
So just
Great.
call me no look. You're just like slowly just fascinating. Oh no. And meanwhile, off you see the 2 goblins just looking like scared chipmunks, and then one goes "Cack!" and this kind of goes still. The other goblin's like "Go, cack, and then eventually goes
I didn't know him. Me lost? Where me isn't now what?
Oh, this goblin could talk. Rufa just kind of sighs and just start pulling out the rope from his bag. Don't kill this
Be
one.
helpful.
Great.
Man.
You know-
They kind of just like look. He holds the goblin. He holds the rope up to the goblin, kind of like, yeah, you know what's gonna happen now, right?
The goblin just kind of goes,
What a hardcore
Rufa
goblin.
just nods and just like
Awesome.
ties him up, and then just points to that the dead goblin. Just goes kind of like, and then points to Chonobus.
and he goes,
This goblin has seen other things. Like, if he just sees his friend, like, just somebody goes like, I didn't know that guy. No associate. Honestly, I'm not even sure where I'm at. Like, that is what, man. That's a hard goblin.
At least we might not need a translator anymore.
Goblin's like,
If in people talk ASCII word flappies, me saying deaden when he got here. I'm sorry,
Rufa
dead
just
when I
goes,
got here.
just remember, we got her. And points at Chonobus.
And she's gonna like walk over and like rip the arrow out of the goblin and like put it back in her quiver, like dead eye contact.
Yeah, we got her.
he noticeably like recoils at the sound of like the arrow loosing from stubborn dead goblin meat, just kind of thunk, and he kind of jumps. He's buying it. He's like, oh yeah, nope. Using scare making. Scare making good,
So,
yes.
do we get like bonuses to intimidate against this goblin now?
I'm gonna say the goblin is just he's so scared that he's treating you as friends under duress. Don't worry about it.
Malice 1974 said it best. The goblins from New Jack City.
Yeah, I can see
Oh
it.
my god.
I don't know that guy.
Where walk going? Me am walking currently this space now.
Yeah.
Me walking space now.
You know what? Could Rufa do this? He kind of bends down and just like whispers it into the goblin's ear. You are one of Rufa's pets now.
Oh
You
my
be the little
God.
lizard.
Oh god.
Listen,
Give me,
It's so creepy.
yeah, Sidney, yeah.
Alona is going to take this time to cast Forbidding Ward on the goblin against Shionobus and Rufa.
Oh,
Bro.
Hey!
Why you gotta do that?
Hey, I'll say this. The goblin is thoroughly terrified. Whatever your intimidation roll is going to be, guess what? It works. The goblin just kind of repeats in common, yes. Scaly worm. Me small scaly worm. Yes. He's ready to be your double small scaly worm, aka your lizard. He understands. And you now have one compliant, tied up, scared up goblin. Morel, on the other hand, is already taking a knee, resting his hand on the shield and praying to Afra for not only forgiving him for taking a life, but forgiving them for trying to take yours. He says this audibly, not like the way you do when you're being an asshole. You're like, and dear Afra, forgive my teammates. No, not like that. He's just, but it's noticeable as he's praying. You can hear him pray this way.
I have plans for this goblin now. Now that he can talk, he has a name. I have plans for this goblin.
He doesn't really have a name. He's just
I
goes.
thought you said Scaly Tail.
No. So you called him your little lizard,
Oh,
which he is translating into double small scale worm.
okay.
You
That's
know,
in-
Well, we gave him a name now.
There you go.
you know how Shionobus had Leontari? Goblin, I am now, because of this antagonizing behavior, I am now feeling so hard for this poor goblin who is
Hold on.
scared.
No. This is two different things. Leontari is my son.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
just weird.
You did not birth him. He is a conglomerate
I adopted
of
him.
100 different orcs created by some super evil genius that we don't even know exists yet. And he is trying to kill people actively. Well, this goblin's just terrified.
Hey, he has his
He's
conscience
my
over
pet now.
mine.
Okay, so moving right along. It's late. It's like approaching in the world. It's approaching like 1 a.m. midnight. You guys remember, as Morels told you from the Justicar that you met earlier, that you guys are being called in as citizen witnesses to the council that's meeting in the morning, approximately 8 a.m. You have a goblin evidence. You are being called in for witnesses, and you need a place to stay for the night. Do you have a place to stay for the night?
Can we just go find a tavern or an inn or something?
Well, if you want to, there's a few places you can go. There is, I believe, I'm trying to get the right word for it. I don't want to butcher it in my own world. Let's see here. Okay. You have the Deversorium. The Deversorium is kind of a place for meals and rooms. It's called a tavern or an inn, but there's no drinking. It's just meals and rooms and open places. You have the Adelphon Public House number 1, which is a bar, but drunks often crash there, like they do. You also have the Everly Grace Tavern, if you guys want to sleep at a brothel.
No.
I mean, we just need a place to hunker down for the night, at least.
Sidney is excited. Ilona is not.
I would say maybe, would say kind of mid-range price-wise? Like a Motel 6?
Mid-range. Let's see. Mid-range would probably be the Deversorium, I should say, sorry, is probably a good mid-range area because the Everly Grace Tavern, the beds are super cheap, but there's bonus charges.
Right.
Bonus charges.
Why don't we just crash at Isabo's? Just like ruin that guy's house one more time.
Also an option. Choice is yours.
I don't want to take advantage of Isio because I'm pretty sure he's a god. Or god, he's at least god adjacent.
God adjacent. Yeah, he's god friendly.
Yeah, so I don't want to take advantage of him too much. I'm saying we go to a mid-range place, get a room, very simple, basic, and we kind of also make sure we tie the goblin's arms behind his back and tie his arms to his feet and hang him from the ceiling so he can't get loose.
That's some intense tying. Okay, so I am.
I feel like that rope use is better at the brothel.
I mean, it's definitely appreciated. It's definitely appreciated at the brothel. What you don't know is that there's actually this amazing artisan of ropes and knots from the land of Oreyasu. His name is Toshi Shibari. He's a very famous artist with the rope skill. But unfortunately, Mr.
Shibari has one of his books.
Yeah,
Yes,
it sounds like Woodwort needs a new lore.
Yeah, Master Shibari is not here. So I'm going to just skip way the hell ahead. So you have to figure out who's going to spend the total of 5 gold for the night in the Deversorium. And in the morning, you are going to go to the Senate to meet with the entire Adelphon Prime Senate, as well as, of course, Magister Bellum of the War Seat or the War Council, Master Dominus of the Progressive Council, and Bowen Rionag, the senior senator, overwatching the entire thing. So who wants to pay for the gold first? Who wants to do that? Who wants to pay for the gold?
I got mushrooms.
Well, you know, I see the way Chonobus is like, as soon as the bill comes up,
It's whistling and like looks around.
You know what? Rufa's apparently the money. So I guess I'll cough up the 5 gold. You get the next one, Chonobus.
I don't have any money. I don't know what you're talking about.
Chat did agree that Rufa goes by the money when he's in New Jack City. It's just known as the money.
I'm just imagining him getting to New Jack City wearing like the gauchos and like got the swinging chain, like full zoot suit, looking sharp. Anyway, so by the way, Morel apologizes again, going, "I'm so sorry. I thought it sounded intimidating. I didn't mean to call you the money. You're a person. You have feelings too."
It's okay. It's okay. I thought it sounded like how the kids say "cool."
Sure. What the kids say is cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we all sharing a room?
Yes, you're all sharing one pretty large room. It's got 5 beds in it. You're basically paying a gold for a bed. The goblin, who is tied up in whatever fashion you want to put in your head, he sleeps on the floor, which, trust me, is very nice for him. He's used to that.
No, he's being hung from the ceiling.
Sure. Whatever, man, whatever floats your boat. I'm not here to yuck your yum. I'm here to tell you, in the morning after, it is early morning in Adolphon Prime. The sun rises over the massive mountain cliffs facing the backside to the city. You can feel this gentle breeze slowly start to fill the room as the golden light turns from a dull orange to a simmering yellow. You just kind of come alive with the daily life of Adolphon, kind of like when you first walked into the city. Immediately there's a hustle and bustle. There are stalls opening up for business. The familiar sweet aroma of a certain pastry starts to cook and cultivate in the morning air. Some of the drunks from last night, they can be heard kind of shuffling around as they go about their life. And then you ready yourselves for Senate. Now, is there anything in particular you want to do as part of your morning ritual or routine before you go off to Senate?
Well, since Rufa doesn't have to cook, since we're in a city, I was wondering, you know what? We're gonna get some breakfast. I'm gonna make sure the goblin's actually fed. He's actually fed well. He's being treated well. He was abused last night, but now he's being treated well. Basically, he's gonna be like, you know, this is what you had it bad before, but you know what? You're with us now. You're one of Rufa's pets. As one of Rufa's pet, you're gonna be treated well.
How did you make it worse? How did you make it worse?
Give me just for giggles. Give me a willpower. Give me a diplomacy check against his willpower save. You're probably gonna just smoke it, but just
21.
Okay. So you do that. The goblin who's eating looks up at you and goes.
And then at the end of all that, Rufa just goes, and don't forget, we got one of her, and points at Jodabus.
His smile gets wide, his eyes kind of get beadier, and he's just like, "A-okay." So anyone else have any other morning rituals they want to do? Morel is already praying to the rising sun. Yes, Shonibus.
She's making sure all of her arrows are sharpened and whatnot, and then she is going to, even though it doesn't need it, she's going to clean her scimitar.
I love it. Okay. Ian, what is Woodwort doing this fine morning with his furry friend?
I don't think he slept inside.
Mm-hmm.
There may have been a bed there, but he probably left his backpack in it and then went outside and slept outside. Anywhere, street, cobblestones is fine. I do want to run a craft check though, because with level 2, should let everyone else know, I picked up crafting hooch, and I'm going to try it because I have a downtime to do so. So, ooh, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Where am I? There I am. Just like the goblin. A dirty 20 on my hooch.
Ooh.
Dirty 20. All right, let me make a quick note of that. Dirty 20 on the hooch. All right, my note says dirty hooch 20. I don't. Sure.
Nailed it.
Yeah. GMs, guys, they're the greatest. So yeah, you have in the span of a couple hours, you're able to make some very potent, very baseline kind of I think it's called mash, basically whatever it is. It's like if you keep cultivating this could get powerful, or you could take it as is and just have yourself one humdinger of a morning. Up to you.
I'm gonna save it to figure out what the hell Senate says.
Okay, I'm going to put parentheses plus more later. Okay, Kylie, not Kylie. I already got yours. I'm so sorry. Sydney, what do you do?
I'm going to go outside into the sun, find a nice quiet area, and do my morning prayer.
Okay. So those who are praying, we're gonna move along to the next little quick scene here. Hopefully it'll be fast. By the way, Ian, before I forget, put in your inventory dirty 20 hooch, because you're gonna be that's gonna be the thing you're building upon.
I think chat has named it just Dirty Hooch.
Dirty hooch.
But I will write down both.
So I'm just thinking that one song, Dirty Hooch. I'd be careful how you say that, PJ. So moving right along. You've had breakfast. You've done your morning prayers. As you're praying to Afra, Ilona, you get this sudden feeling of like basically like a warm hand on your back shoulders, as like almost like someone's comforting you. You can tell no one's there. It's just a sensation you get from the prayer, but it definitely makes you feel like Afra is with you today. Walking to the Senate, Morel kind of shares he had a very similar feeling while he was praying in the room facing the rising sun. He feels like there was someone there kind of comforting him. You get to Senate. Not hard. There's a bunch of statues of important old dudes pointing in directions with what's in that direction. You get to this giant building, lots of columns, and it's facing kind of the back with the spread of mountains as they kind of fade off from Adelphon and into what they kind of call like the white shelf or the white steppe beyond it. At first, it looks like it's a closed-off building with these columns, and as you get closer and inside, you see it opens up into an open-air waiting area. It's beautiful. It's got marble floor, no ceiling, marble columns, and eventually it breaks off into smaller enclosed buildings. Once you get in there, you see Master Dominus, who is panically waving you in and says, I have to go be with the rest of my party, my cabinet seating. We are going to be the big room in the way back. It's going to be called the main Senate's floor. I will call upon you as witnesses. If you have anything that can help both myself and Magister Bellum on the war seat, we're going to need it. From what I can tell, the Ice Queen is not pleased to be here on a holiday. See you soon. And he runs away. Within a few minutes, you are then basically let in by some of the members of the Iodex temple and basically everyone from the academy mentioned earlier. They funnel you to open doors. And there, as you cross, you can see this kind of open ceiling reinforced by glass in the sun of the early morning is breaking through the glass, and it makes the whole place very bright. The room is in this kind of half semicircle, very cold, very sterile kind of environment. Marble flooring kind of gives to this eerie echo as you move through and get to the center. There's a few almost like pews in the back and a little wooden partition that you cross to get through. You see 3 rows of wooden semicircle tables, a big one in the center, a smaller one on the second floor, and at the very top, enough room for 3 people to sit, and doors all over the walls like a coliseum of portals, just doors everywhere. On the bottom floor, you can see what looks like Master Dominus, and he is just whispering strategy and panic talking to 2 or 3 other people. One, a woman with dark raven hair and kind of an olive complexion, who's just gesticulating a lot with her hands as she's talking. Another one appears to be an elven man, just, listening and nodding, very, very slow, very aloof. On the other end, you see Magistra Bellina standing, and she's talking to two other people who have a very similar make and model as her. Short military style haircut. They're wearing parade armor in the Senate floor, and they're kind of pointing with knife hands whenever they discuss anything. You see on the War Council a dwarf who has got this gray beard and is wrapped up by an iron bangle. And this iron bangle looks like it weighs probably 10 pounds. And his neck is like kind of being dwarfed, for lack of a better word, by this giant metal gorget. And he's just, also knife hands. Finally, at the very top, the doors open. And as the last three doors open, the stampede of whispers shuts to a dead silence. As coming out the two ends is one dwarf with this purple beard. And as the purple beard moves, it almost looks like it's less of a beard and like a dream, like a heavy dream is just whisking off his face. You see on the other side a human woman with a shaved head and sort of this kind of nasty scar over one eye. And she sits down, looking very official. And then lastly, the final to sit, head of the Senate, comes Bowen Rionag, mother of Larian Voss, the Ice Queen of Adolfon's Senate. She comes in with this long draping mantle made of an entire white lion from the far north of which she resides. The head of the lion posed on her shoulder, almost at her breast, staring at everyone in the room, hiding her left arm that is missing. She wears these amazing clothes that seem to kind of defy all gender. They just look amazing on her. And she sits down. She takes her right hand, shrugs the fur off, and suddenly the blue crystalline arm forms as she makes her fingers go to a steeple. And she says, "I will be brief. I have been called in from a holiday vacation I have sorely needed, one that has been on the calendar for a long time and must be respected. We are down the night Senatari, or the Senatari Adverti, and we meet here in great haste. So, the burden of proof is now put solely on you all, and I request that you prove yourselves well. We now open ourselves up to Senate. Please, with the two votes to open coming from the War Party and, of course, the Progression Party, please take the center floor." And Dominus looks at all of you, and Bellina looks at all of you, and then suddenly the door in the way back opens up, flung open, as looking a horrendous mess and clutching at his clothes, trying to put himself together, is Senator Lofin Sempris, who comes in saying, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I was late. I was out doing work in my garden, as is my wont. I am a senator after all, and I fell asleep gardening. I'm a very old and frail senator, and I apologize. No one gave me the news that there was a thing today. I have very bad staff. I have the worst staff." And to which Lofin Sempris, he doesn't, trust me, Michael, he looks at you with a lot of like, and he scrambles up these awkward stairs. "Excuse me. Hi, you look lovely. I love the top. Yes, you look great. Excuse me. Oh, is that a new haircut? Lovely. Excuse me." Gets to the second row and plops himself down in an empty seat, and he goes, "Right, yes, where were we? I'm a senator. I'm here."
Rufa just give him a look, just puts his finger to his lips, goes,
"Oh, he's yeah, everything you're doing like that." He's like, he gives you a look like, "Oh, I know. I'm good." Now, Master Dominus starts by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, masters, mixes, and mistresses of the sanitary. I apologize for calling you back on holiday, but as some of you may or may not be aware, we come together on dire circumstances, so much so that the Progressive Council has met with the War Council in agreement. The agreement is such, and is the burden of proof upon the Progressive and the War Council, that we come to you as many parties to establish that we are on the cusp of a war. And it is this council's best interest to discuss this war, to prove its efficacy and its value, and to discuss a plan for Adolphon to recognize this war, to call back the Knight Sanitari, and prepare for the best defenses we can. Now, what I will have you guys do, I'm going to make a few rolls to signify Master Dominus and Master Bellina's pitches to the thing. I want you to make your arguments and provide your evidence. And you're going to get to roll for that, to the skill that you feel may best give this a little bit of extra.
PJ?
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if I could have like a quick RP moment, if we can, if the opportunity presents itself for me to introduce the group, like a herald or something. A little Knight's Tale moment.
No, I know exactly where you're going for it. Let me give you this much. Let me roll first for Master Dominus and for okay, not very great. They did not roll great, sadly. They start talking about their peace treaty. They start talking about their time at the temple, throwing spears over the column, and they talk about how this is a very serious thing, and there's loads of evidence. You just wait till you see all the evidence. And then Bowen just kind of looks tired, and she says, "Show me your evidence and present your case. You already have my attention." To which Master Dominus goes, Master Dominus, new Sanitari, elected to the council of my party, wishes to call forth the citizen witnesses to which I have petitioned for this discussion. Please, if you could now make yourselves known. And he sits down in his seat. Rufa, the floor is yours.
Right. Rufa clears his throat, struts to kind of the, not all the way in the center of the room, but just kind of like on the edge. It just goes, I have the pride, nay, the privilege, nay, the honor to introduce to you, my comrades. We have the chosen blessed child of Afra, Ilona. Once her arrow chooses her target, only death will follow. Shonobus, the orc tamer. And let us not forget, the druidic seeker of wisdom and serenity and protector of the forest. Woodwort and his loyal and steadfast companion, Mush, the prince of the badgers. And for myself, you may refer to me simply as the humble Rufa Maestro of Grasset. And without further ado, we are here to save you. And then he kind of he kind of kicks up. He kind of moves our goblin friend to the center of the room.
So you just dump the goblin on the floor.
Pretty much.
So hero point. I don't know how much longer you're going to get to use it for. The show's going to wrap up in like 10 minutes. But hero point. And I'll make this the last check of the game as Bowen stands up and she says, "That's very impressive. Your title's outstanding. What I want to know before we even allow you to speak is why is there a Cadian in my Senate floor? I want to know, if you do come in peace, why is the representative of the warmongering that we had not even 3 years ago standing beside you? As we all recall, and I hate to be the one to bring this up, but it is vital to say, in the lower territories of Gad, and even branching into Asher and almost into Methune was a dire plot that they were using to cause us to go to war for peace negotiations. So please, while your titles are very well and dandy, and that frog thing on the floor looks very intriguing, before I hear anything, why is that Acadian allowed to stand in my Senate?
Rufa looks over to Alona just to see if she wants to take this one.
Well, I see that Ian is rolling some dice.
I'm specifically well. I don't know if charisma is going to help at this point, but I have a charisma score of 0. But I rolled an 18, so
Ooh.
I think Woodwort's going to come from the perspective he always does. Hold on a minute. Hasn't everyone in this room at one point or another been at war with the other one? Now, it may have happened a long time ago, but I can count a number of times we've struck out against each other at one point or another. Now, I may have taken an absence from all this by pushing myself out into the woods, but it's because of situations like this where we're blaming each other now for something that's eventually going to be the past. So he's here for a reason. That's because he has something to say. And the thing that I've heard is you can't run a democracy without getting everyone's word. So if you're going to run the city right, and you've already let him in your walls, give him a second to say what he's going to say, because he's seen it all from the beginning anyway.
So Bowen, who, amazing as that speech was, hero point, by the way, Bowen looks unfazed. There is no sign of emotion in her eyes, no response in her cheeks, no shift of her weight, not even a gulp to breathe, as she stares down her nose at you and says, "Who will vouch for this one, then? Who will take the mantle that they are now responsible?" Hands! Everyone shoots up. I love it. Bowen looks to the War Council and she says, Bowen, Senior Senator Bowen Rionik wishes to ask the War Council, is this considered an act of war by having them speak on foreign ground to the Acadian? The like 3 or 4 soldiers kind of discuss. They kind of have this like moment of like debate, and they go, Magistra Bellina of the Cultus Bellum, head seat of the War Council, officially declares the Acadian speaking at this council not within Acadian interests, is therefore not a act of war or diplomatic sensitivity. Bowen kind of taps her finger.
I know you're looking out for your city, madam, but I have to say, while the rest of us raise our hands, one of those people is from Orr. And he just points to Alona behind him because he remembers him mentioning it before. He saw the awkward apology is the best he's got. And,
yeah? No, continue. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
And if she's willing to raise her hand for this man, he may not be the Arcadian you remember. But he is one that has been forgiven, quite possibly by the people who have been wronged the most. And if that's not enough for him to speak, I'm not entirely sure if this Senate's worthwhile to talk to.
Bowen looks to Alona and shoots her the coldest glare that Alona has ever seen in her life. And she says, Ocean, are you a diplomat of your people? Do you come with any sort of authority for the people of Orr?
It's hard for me to think that I could possibly speak for an entire people. I can only speak for my personal beliefs. However, I can speak for my God. As you can see, the Akkadian and I are both followers of Aphra. If you are familiar with religion at all, you know that Aphra is the goddess of light, goodness, and redemption. This man has been redeemed not only through my eyes, but in the eyes of the God who holds people to the highest standards and gives them the chance to start a better life, no matter what they have done, if they find it within themselves to change. I cannot speak for Orr. I can speak for myself. And I know that my God wants him here for a reason.
Bowen has a few pregnant pauses before a deep sigh kind of inhales through her nose and then exhale through the same channels. She waits for a bit and she says, Magister Bellina, receive the Codex of Adafon law. Swear in the Akkadian under the rites and rituals of the oath. If he is lying, it won't just be you he betrays, it will be his own goddess. Go ahead. After the oath is sworn, we will listen and weigh to the testimony of the Akkadian champion before us of Aphra. Akkadians with religion. Things are changing. Akkadian, do you have anything to say with regards to your friends? They've been putting a lot of strength out for you. And Morel, just still in his military armor, just kind of goes, as always, thank you for believing in me when no one else would. It's probably going to be a theme, I suppose. And then with that, he is sworn in by Magister Bellingham on a giant book, a big religious book that says that, basically on the oath that he is sworn to his goddess, and he acts against the oath would damn him in the eyes of his own goddess. And with that, a bell is rung. The doors are closed and locked. And all the senators pull out weapons, place them on their desk, and go, now, let the Senate commence. And with that, we are going to end today's episode of Edge of Legend. Next time when we kick off, we will have the Senate meeting proper with everyone ready and sworn in, all the evidence there, and a potential three-way split of a story. I thought we were going to get to it tonight. We had a lot of fun killing goblins like you do. They're squishy. So hopefully next time when we meet, you'll see these players choose from one of three entirely different story paths that could change how the Green War is going to continue. So with that being said, thank you so much. I want to do a quick around the table introduction, and let's start with Mr. Michael Powell. Tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, everybody. I am Michael Powell, and you can find me all over the interwebs, such as my social media handle. That's Mr. Kapow. That's MRKAPAO. That's Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. Or my Facebook page, which is kind of my hub. That's facebook.com/Michael Powell does stuff, because I do a lot of stuff. And starting next week, I will be launching my new YouTube channel. So yeah, it's going to be super exciting. Oh, and tomorrow I'll be hosting Toyzilla Live, which is a toy nostalgia show on Toyzilla Network at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Very awesome. I can't wait to hear about all that. It's going to be really exciting. Ian, tell them who you are and where we can find you on those sweet, sweet internets.
So you can find me on the internet at Scoutmaster of the Troop on, what is that, Instagram? That's Instagram. And you can find me by my name, Ian, and then my face on Facebook if you need to. And The rest of it, I run a shop with my significant other called Witch and Heathen. We make candles for everybody who wants one of all sorts of scents and styles, and anybody else who has a custom anything that can think of. We'd love to take your interests in and possibly put a product out there for you. So come check us out at witchandheathen.com. And I guess that's it for now.
All right. Next up, Sidney, tell them who you are and where we can find you on those sweet internets.
Awesome sauce. So, of course, I am Sidney. You can find me at Sidney Rubino, other side, every time. You can find me at Sidney Rubino on Twitter and Instagram, and on my YouTube. I post my original character, Sidney of Hightower. I read stories every Tuesday for kids, dogs, human beings, fae, whoever wants to listen. I read stories for you. And actually, in the month of October, since I love Halloween so much, 1, I'm a scare actor in that Los Angeles Haunted Hayride, and 2, I will be reading Grimm's fairy tales every Tuesday in the month of October. So if you're interested in that, come join me on my YouTube channel.
Very nice. Kylie, tell them who you are and where we can find you on that sweet internet.
Hi, I'm Kylie, as PJ just stated. I am on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, doing all these wonderful OC type characters at Kai's Wonderful Life. Pretty much it's always on this side. It's always on this side. So yeah, Kai's Wonderful Life. Come join in all the fun. I should have a couple of stuff coming out in the fall season as a whole, both in September and October, possibly into November. I am going up to Evermore Park, that is in Pleasant Grove, Utah, the weekend of the 8th of October. So yeah, if you're around, come hang out with me. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And yeah.
PJ,
Awesome.
take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't mind if I do. Hi, my name is PJ Megaw. I'm the GM of Edge of Legend. I'm also one of the big guys here, as well as all my other awesome producers that have been busting our butts here at Nat 20 Productions. You can find me everywhere at pj.megaw. I want to give everyone a big thank you for tuning in and watching us. I want to do a huge shout out to Angeles for the raid early in the show, and everyone a huge thank you from Dice Drinks Drama for joining us today on this raid. We hope you loved it. We hope we can see you back again. It means the world to us. Today was our first ever fully affiliated channel. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Malice and Pengu-chan and Trigger-chan and everyone else. And just thank you so much, and we love you. When I'm not doing this show, I do a show with Michael Powell on Tuesdays at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time called At the Table, where we talk about all the cool stuff in these books for Paizo products. That is super, super cool. And starting next Friday, I'll be coming back as Kaelrin Camblade, the silver-haired, silver-tongued half-elf bard in the sequel to Arcana High, where the kids go to college and life only gets more snarky. Check us out at the Twitch channel Life Action Roleplay, Friday nights at 8 p.m. If you want to see yours truly, put on some elf ears, which I have right here. These are the elf ears. You get to see me wear them. And they're also earbuds, so I can talk to my computer machine. And thank you guys so much. I really love you guys for coming in and supporting us, and we can hope we can only grow the show to be bigger and better with better graphics and maybe one day a music budget and Hollywood green screen. So thank you so much for showing up, guys. Again, I cannot thank you so much enough. Big shout outs to the chat. Token, awesome to see you in the chat. Token, awesome job the first time. Lady Alterel, also great. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Hard to wait, but story is worth it. Thank you so much. I hope the story does not disappoint next week.
Oh, and I guess because the Discord buttons link is there, we have a Discord now we could talk about.
That's right. Let's tell them a little bit about the Discord before we go.
I became a part of it just recently.
We have a Discord. I'll tell you what. We have a Discord. We will be giving out the link to that probably as things progress on our Twitter and Instagram. We're gonna have a production meeting and we're gonna discuss all about that. But we have a Discord up. We're just gonna let it out to you guys pretty soon. I guess that's it. Was there anything else?
Nope.
Are we gonna be rating anyone tonight?
Oh gosh, not that I'm aware of.
Oh.
There's someone that you guys want us to raid at this late at night. Let us know.
Ooh, good call.
I just don't know anyone who's doing a show this late at night. That's my bad. Okay. Well, you know what? Oh, one more thing I want to announce. Right? It's Fun, Silly Willy. For the entire month of October, we're going to take a small break from the Edge of Legends story to do a spoopy Halloween one-shot every Wednesday. So it just gives all of you a chance to catch up on the main story, and then you're going to get to see what sick and twisted things I come up with every week, including some of the cosmic horror deities that exist in Edge of Legends and what crazy Cthulhu things we can get up to in this sick little world that I built. Yeah, so in October, come for the madness, stay for the gladness. And that was terrible.
Oh,
That
we
was
got
awful.
I'm taking away that
Smooth
hero point,
operative.
PJ.
What was that, Kylie?
I'm taking away that hero point you got from Ian.
That is
That's still
bad.
me. To be fair, he took it away right before he loses it.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Michael? Sorry about that.
I said we got a suggestion in chat about who to raid.
Oh, let's see.
Smooth operative.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll tell you what. Stay on the line. I will shoot you guys off to Smooth Operative and let them know about this show. Let them know that we have a lot of fun and we're all having a good time. I'm gonna put the raid in the chat right now if I can spell this thing right. And yeah. Hold on. Ha. Doing it right. All right. So stay in the chat, everyone. We're gonna be raiding in about 3 seconds. And until then, just have an amazing night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so
Bye,
much,
friends.
chat. You guys are awesome.
Bye, friends. Ooh, friendship.
More
Bye.
friends?
I love
Always
you.
friends.
Always friends. So many friends.